Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some HJCAC football. I am Javier Delgado, your play-by-play. I'm here with Jacob Noldy, your color commentator. It's a nice day out here in Gilbert, Arizona for HJCAC Game of the Week. We have the Papago Pumas against Arizona Christian University. Jacob, you got a chance to talk to the coaches before the game. What are you expecting before this?
Yeah, both coaches, both these teams just met just 2 weeks ago, so both teams not really different overall in that aspect, but both coaches very excited about the practice work that came into the prep this week. But overall, I think both coaches are just excited to get going. And ACU took that loss 2 weeks ago, so they're looking to bounce back and get that win here.
Yeah, it was 22-8. We had a couple of keys to the game last week, or yeah, a couple keys going into this game for the Papago Pumas. Use that run to open up the passing lanes, get started early, and use that O-line power that they have.
Yeah, that was one of the things too that was talked about with coach as well, is the O line is going to be a big part of today. And if you want to get the run game going, you got to get the O line going as well. So we'll see how Papago can implement that coming into this tough matchup.
Yeah, definitely. We'll take a moment here for the national anthem. All right, we had the national anthem there. We are awaiting the coin toss between both teams. It's a beautiful day out here. A lot to be excited before for both teams.
Yeah, really much. I think today's gonna be interesting though. I think a little bit of a toasty day here, Javier. Mid 80s so far. It's gonna be out here for kickoff, so gonna have to see how both teams really establish here early with the heat, since it's already November and we're still in the 80s. So we'll have to see how both teams come out. So that should be interesting for them.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned already, no, it's November already and still in the 80s. Typical Arizona weather, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Only place in the world you can get this at. So, but overall, I mean, game should be good. Both coaches coming in, like I said, Papago took that victory just 2 weeks ago against this team, but ACU was without their head coach and head coach Mario Venturia. So I think him coming back will definitely add an extra boost of morale to this ACU team, and we'll just see what adjustments they make coming into this one.
Yeah, it's not easy when your head coach isn't around, especially for a game like that. But they get another shot this week. Try to get revenge. They have their head coach back, so usually sometimes game plans and adjustments are a big thing going into the game. So with their head coach back, they probably made those changes in the film room. When we talked to him before the game, like we mentioned earlier, he mentioned some key things on the offense was that O line, his backfield, and the receiver. So it's like the skill players in the trenches are going to be a huge factor in this game on getting things going.
Yeah, and another big thing that was talked about that I was also being had the ability to be at the other game between the two was penalties. I think the two of them combined for way over 20 in the previous matchup, and might see the same exact thing here today, honestly. But like I said, those are penalties are a big thing in the game, and it's you're gonna get them, you're gonna hurt yourself. So we'll see what adjustments both teams make with that as well.
As the Papago Pumas are running out to the sideline before the game, we're on the field. You can tell they had some good energy. You can tell the vibes were really high. So it's probably going to be really exciting as the captains will meet at midfield ahead of this game.
Yeah, really good energy overall from both sidelines. Should be a good game for us today. Papago coming off that win as well last week, so we'll just see how they can carry that over into this game and just continuing that momentum and not too bad when you get to play a team you just beat just 2 weeks ago as well. So looking to see what they can do here under your coach Strother leading this team.
Yeah, when we talked to Coach Strother before the game, a couple of names he mentioned on that offense was number 0, wide receiver Braden Kersner, and also wide receiver Cameron Cook. Looks like those duo of receivers are going to be a huge factors on getting this Pumas offense rolling. No, two key guys leading the offense. It's going to be fun to watch them today.
Yeah, and I think Kersner in that first matchup they had just 2 weeks ago caught a huge 80-yard pass that he really just ripped away from the ACU defender. So really looking out for Kersner here in this matchup. It's gonna be nice to see what he can do here and exploit the offense or defense, excuse me.
Yeah, last week I was also at the Papago Pumas game. Kirshner definitely was one of the guys that you can tell really gave life to this offense. You know, standing at 5'9", 155. I mean, using all of his frame that he can. He's going to be a key player. Last week, the Pumas won 28-0. That defense was on point. I remember every time their opposition was in the red zone, they were making stops. Every time they, no matter at the end of the game when they were still up 28, they were still playing super hard. So I think that just goes to show you how they're coached and the kind of energy they're going to bring today in the rematch against ACU.
Yeah, Coach Ruther brings a lot of energy to this team. We saw that with the pregame interviews and just having that nice discussion with him. Definitely a vocal leader for his team, and that's what you need for a team like that. I think most teams today, with the head coach, really based on what energy they give, is what the players' energy they're gonna give you. So I think it all starts there for them, and like I said, we should see that today with both teams.
Some sportsmanship at midfield ahead of the game. We talked about last time how they played, and there was got pretty rough between both teams. A lot of things can get very physical. So, you know, starting off nice right now. We're gonna see how this progresses as the afternoon goes on today.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that progresses exactly. Yeah, both teams really, really both physical teams as well. Both really getting in the trenches, especially for games like these where it's gonna be hot too. No one really likes playing in the heat sometimes. So definitely gonna probably irritate some more nerves, but I think for their less, we can expect a great game overall.
Yeah, as you mentioned, especially when a game gets hot, that's when the trenches, the people who don't get highlighted as much, they become a huge factor in the game. So the hotter it gets, the more important the trenches are gonna get today. You know, it
Yep.
is pretty hot out here. It might not feel like it or might not sound like it in like mid 80s, but it's pretty hot,
No.
especially when we're down on the field.
Yeah, directly in that sunlight, it's gonna hit you hard. So we'll have to see here as Papago looks like they're gonna come out to receive first. So we will see that offense and see what they can get going here.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see them get the ball first, especially since the coach highlighted some of their receivers. They get an opportunity to go first. As the returners for the Pumas, it's going to be Braden Kersner, and it looks like it is number 3.
It's Kavion Belcher there.
Yeah, as ACU prepares to kick off, as we are underway here in Gilbert. Little pooch kick, and it'll be returned by the Pumas. Gang tackle right there. It looks like he was trying to avoid those two returners right there. It was something they must have saw on film.
Yeah, Isaac Mickey on the tackle there. Great, a little bit of a scooch kick there, but ACU's coverage team kind of got there pretty fast, limit that damage. So starting on 35 should be good starting field position for this Pumas offense.
If the roster is correct, that was number 25, Owen Wilkins on the kickoff. We not too sure if we got the correct roster for tonight, so
I don't
we'll
know.
be trying our best.
Yep.
As shotgun handoff to number 2, and he will bounce off to the outside for. Oh, and he's still going. What a run right there by number 2. Jay Martin Jr. bouncing off some tackles, finding some room right there.
Yeah, great run there. That first looked like he was gonna get maybe a gain of 5 or 6 yards, and then kind of just turned it into more than that and got the first down at the second level. Great tough run there for the first play of the game.
As the quarterback today for the Pumas is going to be Manny Deuce Pino, number 1, leading this offense. Goes right back to Martin as he bounces off to the outside. ACU was ready for that one as he picks up a few yards on that play.
Yeah, Damian Pueblo on the tackle there. Great job there to get on the outside and limit that run again after that first big run. So ACU adjusting here early, which was one of the keys we talked about to this game, was just how Papago can get that run game going, and ACU needs to crack down on it right now.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they want to use that run early. They want to get the running back Jay Martin Jr. going early, and they want to use that and bounce it off to get open up pass lanes for their quarterback, and that seems like what they're trying to do right now, as lined up and shotgun takes the snap. Looks like he runs a screen pass and he has some time. He's going. What a nice gain right there. That was to number 7. That was Cameron Fowler setting up the screen for Puma's first down.
Yeah, great play call there from this Puma offense. Really, as soon as Fowler caught that catch, he just had a blocker, a run of blockers just going there. So great passing scheme there.
Yeah, you can tell that was a great play design. Set up the screen and get your receiver up and going. Pino takes the snap. Oh, quick handoff right there to Martin Jr. Stiff arm. What a run right there by Martin Jr. finding some room, laying the stiff arm. Looks like there might have been a flag on the play.
Yeah, looks like there is a flag on the play here. Maybe coming back here on this offense. We'll wait for the call.
Looks like the Pumas offense is backing up a bit.
Yeah, holding on the offense here. So that big run there from Martin Jr. is gonna come back. Really good bounce out there as well from Martin. Had the little stiff arm at the end, but obviously that flag is gonna negate all of that progress. So set that back, and like we talked about too beforehand, those penalties they're gonna eventually add up, and that's something you do not want to beat yourself with.
As Pino is lined up in the shotgun with Trips on the left, Martin Jr. in the backfield. Takes a snap. Quick pass right there to number 12, but not too many yards. Great coverage right there by ACU. Looks like DJ Franklin, the receiver, tried to get it to him quick and make something in the open field, but great coverage by Arizona Christian.
Yeah, really good coverage there. Just Chris Martinez there on the coverage for ACU. Really just being able to stop him as soon as he caught the ball and sets up second down and long here for this Pumas offense.
It'll be interesting. They got two running backs in the backfield there, two receivers on the left, one on the right. Going to try to utilize both their backs tonight. A handoff to Martin Jr. He bounces out to the left, finds a block, and he's going, fighting for some extra yards, and he's still up. They finally blow the whistle. Martin Jr. has been a tough guy to take down so far. What a run right there by Martin.
Yeah, really good run there. It's about the third good run we've seen on this drive so far for this Pumas offense and Martin. So as you see, they really are exploiting that ACU run game, our run defense right now. So we'll just keep on attacking, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It sets up a first down here inside the 15.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep going back to your guy. That's exactly what they're doing. Two running backs in the backfield again for the Pumas. Martin in motion. Well, Pino looks like we went the read option and looks like he made the right option right there as he was able to get a good chunk on first down right there.
Yeah, Bino did make the right option there. He had an ACU defender coming hot off the edge there and immediately hitting the running back. So great decision there to pull there and keep it. It's gonna set up second and inches it seems like right here.
Pumas knocking on the door in the red zone, trying to get on the scoreboard first tonight. Pino in shotgun again with both backs. And he hands it off to the outside, gets a stiff arm, and he cannot get in. That was close right there, but ACU was all over that.
Yeah, they really were, but the run game, but it is gonna be enough for a first down. So it's gonna set up first and goal inside the 5, and really we've been talking about with Martin Jr. in that run game. Should looks like kind of expect that to happen right now.
It was enough to pick up the first down, though. It looks like the Pumas have been running a lot of 2 halfback sets, trying to keep that ACU defense on its toes, and it's been working for them so far. As Pino's in the shotgun again with both running backs. As he keeps it, and he's fighting to get in,
Touchdown.
and it's a touchdown. Touchdown for Manny Deuce Pino, the quarterback, on another read option. Just got the signal from the refs, was able to fight his way in. Another great decision on the read option for Pino, and the Pumas are on the scoreboard first this afternoon.
Yeah, really good decision there from Pino yet again on the read option, and ultimately set him up for success. I think that whole drive, I think we've only seen one pass, and it was the screen pass. So, well, actually, excuse me, there was at least two right there. But like I said, relying heavy on that run game, and that run game proved to be too much for that ACU offense on the first drive.
As the Pumas line up for the extra point. And it is good. Number 31, Colton Reyes on the extra point to give the Pumas a 7-0 lead. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back as the Pumas have a 7-0 lead over Arizona Christian.
Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
We're back here in Gilbert, Arizona as Papago will take the kick after they score first. Number 1 for ACU will take the return. And that's just great coverage right there by Papago. Steamrolled him right there.
Yeah, really good coverage from Papago to get there and really set these ACU offense back early. Then just inside the 20, so gonna have to go 81 yards plus on this drive to get something going. But kind of going back to that Papago drive, it was really impressive just to see how they used that run game the entire time, going down the field, led by Martin Jr. and the O line really capitalizing. But we'll see what how this ACU offense can respond here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who starts at quarterback as we have around 7 to 8 quarterbacks listed on the roster for ACU. Looks like number 11 for ACU will be the quarterback. It looks like a little jet sweep. Number 8 takes the handoff, and he picks up around 2 to 3 yards.
Yeah, really interesting play design there. Um, as Fonoti is in the back. I mean, excuse me, he's the quarterback here for ACU today. And yeah, like I said, that very interesting play design as Coach Renteria kind of discussed in the pregame as well. Was the highlight was the O line and the run game as well for them. So I think it's something that we're going to see. It's going to be a trench battle today for both teams.
Yeah, according to our roster, number 11, Ma Fonati, will be the guy leading the ACU offense today. After a gain of 2, lined up in shotgun, a couple of receivers on his left. A handoff to number 1, tries to make a spin move. Not too much going right there as that Pumas defense is looking the same as they were last week when they let up 0 points. Another great play right there for Papago.
Yeah, really good defense so far on these first two plays. Sets up a third and looks like third or six right here. So early third down and long conversion here coming for ACU and Papago Pumas defense. Really, just, as we highlighted before, that shutout last week and then the week before playing against ACU, only giving up the 13 points. So we'll see how they can capitalize here on this third down.
Apologize to those watching at home. Number 1 on the roster for ACU was not listed or given to us. As he's rolling out, trying to find a lane, and he cannot. He was able to break contain, but Looks like Papago got him just before he got to the sticks. That'll bring up a 4th down for Arizona Christian.
Yeah, that was just blowing up really early. I think unless it was a design run, but from their quarterback, then looks like they are going to punt here coming out. So great 3-and-out from the Pumas offense or defense, excuse me, and we'll see that run game come back out.
Yeah, early on in this game, the Pumas look to have all the momentum. Scored on their opening drive, come out on defense, make a stop, and the Firestorm will have to punt this ball back as number 4, Cameron Cook, is set deep to return this ball for the Pumas. One of the guys that Coach Strother talked about before this game. Oh, and we have a botched snap, and he still gets it off. Fair catch for Cook. It's a good job by the Firestorm even getting that punt off as it was a low snap, and 91 was able to pick that up. As don't go anywhere, we will be right back to you on the Varsity Sports Show.
Overwhelmed by crushing medical bills that keep you up at night? Imagine the heartbreak of delaying care for your family because of sky-high deductibles, copays, and surprise out-of-pocket costs. It's a nightmare no one should face. At Fountain Hills ER and Medical Center, we've partnered with Instinctive Health Pass to deliver Health Pass, your emotional lifeline for true peace of mind. Visit instinctivehealthpass.com today. Sign up to slash costs on unlimited future visits and erase current outstanding bills from using our facilities, saving you thousands in worry-free relief.
Back here in Gilbert, Arizona, as the Papago Pumas will take the ball back after the punt for their second possession. Pino's in the backfield, empty formation and gun as he takes the snap. Going deep. What a catch right there. Number 7, Cameron Fowler climbs the ladder and grabs that. Loses his helmet on the way down. Great concentration, and what a catch by Fowler.
Yeah, what a catch indeed. That's his second catch of the day after that first screen pass, and I don't know what's going on with his helmet, but it's fallen off both times he's caught the ball today. So, but nonetheless, great catch there from Fowler to set up this Papago offense already early and deep in the ACU territory.
As one may say, may have mossed him on that play right there. Climbed the ladder and snagged that. What a play by Fowler. Guy to watch out for the rest of this afternoon as Pino's in the shotgun with Martin Jr., the running back. Takes the handoff, bounces out left. Finds some room for a good little chunk right there.
Yeah, great bounce outside there from Martin, but ACU run defense all over that. But going back to that catch by Fowler, I mean, really just got up for that one. And we highlight Kersner for this Papago offense, and so far this early, it's been Fowler really taking over for the receiving core.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, they try to set him up with a screen pass, so it looks like he's a guy they've been trying to get involved early today, especially with coach mentioning their other receivers, but it looks like Fowler's trying to put himself out there. Hey, coach, give me some more targets. Built for this. As Pino's in the shotgun, takes the snap. Scrambling to his right, and he's hit. It looks like he got the throw off. What a hit right there by number 32 for ACU. Looks like that's linebacker Dominic Hernandez laying that down right there.
Yeah, great hit. And Pino's really lucky that ball was going forward right there. I think it looked pretty close from here at first, but looks like his hand was definitely going forward, so it wasn't a fumble and good call by the refs there. But yeah, like I said, Hernandez with the pressure there early really blew up that play and set Pino out with running on his feet early.
Yeah, if he got hit, probably just a second slider, that may have been a fumble. Good job by Pino barely getting that off as he takes the snap. Hand off to Martin Jr. up the middle, finding some lanes, and he will go all the way. Touchdown Pumas. Jay Martin Jr. finds pay dirt. What a run by Martin following his offensive line, and the Pumas score again for their take the lead 13-0.
Yeah, great run there from Martin. Really, at first looked like it was gonna be blowing up in the trenches, and then evaded one guy, and then after that was just pure speed and a race to the end zone, and no guy could catch up to him, and just walks in, and now we're looking at an early 2 touchdown lead, just under 6 minutes left to play. So, really good start for this Pumas offense.
As the extra point is all good by Colton Reyes. The Pumas are up 14-0. As don't go anywhere before we take another break here.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
We are back here in Gilbert, Arizona. The Papago Pumas are up 14-0 as they prepare to kick off. All the momentum for the Pumas so far. It's been very, very entertaining to watch. Jay Martin Jr., the running back, has been one of the key factors for this offense as Reyes kicks it off. Drop by number 1 for ACU, picks it right back up, finds a lane, and he's still going. And he's still going. What a play right there by number 1 for ACU, not listed on the roster. I apologize for that, but despite dropping the ball, he was able to find some room up the sideline and was able to get them down all the way into Puma's territory to set his offense up in great field position.
Yeah, and if you're an ACU fan or player here, that's exactly what you could, like anything you could want there from your special teams coming out. Obviously down 14 nothing early and really in need of getting something going, and maybe that play might get them going, this ACU offense going. So
Yeah, with the Pumas having all the momentum so far, that could light a spark in their offense. That's exactly what they needed. As it looks like they have a different quarterback in for this possession. Number 10 scrambles to his left, finds his guy, and he's hit immediately by number 3, Kavion Belcher, laying the hit.
yeah, big hit there from Belcher. And as we mentioned, that QB change, it looks like it's gonna be Bo Olguis in at quarterback now for this ACU offense. And really, yeah, good start there for this offense though. Even though he got hit, he still held onto the ball and nice gain about 5 or 6 yards. So great play design there.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, multiple quarterbacks on that roster, so there's a chance that we could see multiple guys playing today. First possession for them was Fanati, and now we see Bo Oglis as we have a flag on the field, a pre-snap penalty.
Yeah, we mentioned the flags coming into this game. So far, it's been pretty clean. I think we've only seen one, and that was that holding against the offense. And now with whatever we have here, it is going to go against ACU. Don't know exactly what penalty call that was either, but it is nonetheless it is going to go against ACU. So back up might be a little more.
Yeah, it'll knock them back 5 yards after about a medium gain. That's not what they want to see, as it pretty much puts them back in 2nd and 10. It was an illegal substitution that put the Firestorm back, and another flag. Looks like that's going to be a false start. Looks like someone on the ACU offense got moving a little too early, so they will be moving the sticks back 5 more yards as back-to-back penalties. This is not what that was not ideal for that offense after the great return.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I think I jinxed this thing. It was a little bit of a clean game, and back-to-back penalties really have just moved this ACU offense back. So from 2nd and 5 now to 2nd and 15, or yeah, excuse me, 2nd and 14.
as Ogles lines up under center. Couple of guys in the backfield, and he hands it off. Finding his lead blocker, and he gets tripped up from behind. Number 2 for the Firestorm. Looks like he had a lane right there and just gets tripped up. We also do not have number 2 on our roster, so I apologize.
Yeah, good run there from number 2. Really just gained that yardage right back to what they lost. So that was good on their end of getting that. But sets up a 3rd and 5 and third and 5 yeah coming up here.
Yeah, it appears they got all that penalty yardage back on that run. Great job by the O-line and by number 2 following his blocks. As Ogles lines up under center again, one guy in the backfield. He drops back just over the head of number 9. Looks like Gage Benjamin was the intended target on that play and just missed him.
Yeah, just over the head there, and 2 Papago Pumas really colliding there. Scary moment there for the 2, but looks like both of them are all right. They're on their feet. Actually, no, one went back down. I think that's going to be number 8 for the Pumas.
As we have an injury timeout on the field, don't go anywhere as we will be right back soon here in Gilbert, Arizona.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
And we are back from the injury timeout. I am Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldi. And it looks like ACU is going to go for it on 4th down. We have a 4th and 5 as they are in Pumas territory. Ogles under center again with his tailback in the backfield. Drops it back. He's getting chased and he's sacked. It's like number 33. Vincent LaMacchia catches him. What a play right there. As you can see, he was pursuing him, did not slow down, and was able to trip him out from behind. Great pursuit right there by LaMacchia to come down with a sack.
Yeah, Ogles really just had no idea he was coming, and right off the snap, Lamacchio just came through unblocked and got to the quarterback and led to a huge sack. So after that big return from ACU, they just stall on offense due to 2 penalties and really just miscommunication there, and then Papago comes back out with a chance to extend this lead.
Pino takes the snap back to Martin Jr., and he has a lane for a gain of about 5 to 6 yards. But yeah, going back to that sack by LaMacchia, came off the edge. He was on Ogle's blind side, so I can imagine he almost didn't see him coming at first until the end, but by then it was too late.
Yeah, it was too late. Really just, yeah, I don't think he even saw him until he fell on the ground and looked down. So really good play design there from the defense to come off the block and notice that. And Martin Jr. as well, as mentioned, he's just getting these lanes open so far.
As we have a second and medium, Pino takes a snap on a little pitch to number 3, and he will go down the sideline all the way into the end zone. Kavion Belcher almost untouched down the sideline. What a play by Belcher, and his speed just got him all the way there as the Pumas take a 20-0 lead.
Yeah, Belcher really using that speed, listed as a DB on our roster, but looks like he can do it all. And like we said, got on the outside there and just had that speed and beat the safety to the spot and ultimately puts up this Puma offense possibly 21-0 and just in the first quarter. Big start for the team.
Yeah, 2:34 remaining in the first quarter, and this Pumas team has been clicking on all cylinders as Colton Reyes will line up for the extra point. And it is good. 21-0 lead for the Papago Pumas as I said, 2:34 remaining in the first quarter.
And we do have a flag on the field somewhere in there, but we'll have to wait for the call and see what it is. Looks like the point is going to stand, though. It might be on ACU on the kickoff.
Yeah, like you said earlier, been a lot of flags ever since you've mentioned a clean game.
I jinxed it. I jinxed the clean game.
So we await the call from the referee.
And it is going to be on ACU, so both teams come out the field. Got to figure that it's going to come. Penalty yard is going to happen on the kickoff.
Yeah, the extra point will stand, and it looks like Papago will use that on the kickoff, and another advantage for them as they've been clicking on all three phases of the game so far this afternoon. Going back to that play by Kavion Belcher, like you said, he's a defensive back on the listed on the roster, but when on offense, it looks like they put him in a little jet formation, little pitch to him in the front, and he took it all the way to the house. From there, it looked like it was just his speed that took over. No one could catch him. He had one guy left on the sideline, and he just sprinted right past him.
Yeah, really did use that speed. He got to that second, third level of the defense and didn't have the angle on him and just zoomed right past him and ultimately put this Pumas up early. And really shocker for me so far as I covered the game 2 weeks ago against ACU and was really a slugfest from the get-go. And now the Pumas offense is just clicking on all cylinders, scoring on each of its first 3 drives.
Yeah, the punter has not been seen tonight for the Pumas as they've scored on all three possessions as Reyes kicks it off. Number one for ACU had that big return earlier. We'll take it again. He's able to find some more room on the sideline. Good, decent return. We'll put him around the 33-yard line as another decent return for number one of Arizona Christian.
Yeah, decent return there, and we'll have to see how this ACU offense and here, if you're this ACU offense coming out, you just got to get something going. Whether it's the run game, you're down 21 nothing, but it's still the first quarter. You're not out of this quite yet, but you will be if you continue to try and get all of your points back in one play. So I think if you're this ACU offense, you got to come back out here and just take it one play at a time and get some momentum going. Because if you give this ball back to the Pumas, they might just go down and score yet again.
Yeah, it seems like both the offense and defense are feeding off the momentum of each other, and they've just been clicking on all cylinders. Everything has worked for them this afternoon.
Interesting formation here.
As it looks like another quarterback, a different quarterback is now in for ACU, their third different quarterback this afternoon. He hands it off and looks like he tripped from the get-go, and then the Pumas were just there to take over. The new quarterback in is Daniel Rustin for Arizona Christian.
Yeah, so 3 drives, 3 quarterbacks. Really interesting coming out here for ECU. I think they're just trying to give everyone a shot. I wouldn't be surprised if we just go down the QB roster here today. If they don't score, they're not in. So we'll have to see what the thought is. But really interesting formation, as I noted too before that snap. Three backs in the backfield. No wideouts.
Not a formation you see ran too much with a modern offense as handoff to one of those running backs, and he does not gain much. It looks like about 2 yards for the tailback.
Yeah, and if you're this Pumas defense, I mean, you have all the momentum. You really just ACU offenses can't get anything going on them and sets up a third and long here, third and 14 coming up already. So, and not even a minute has really came off the clock since they scored, or just over a minute has came off the clock. So, Pumas defense looking to set up to get the ball back yet again if they stop here.
As Rustin trots back into the huddle after getting the play call from his coach. Yeah, like you mentioned, we might be going through the whole quarterback room tonight. Third possession, third different quarterback. So third down and 14 as Rustin's under center. Only two receivers on his left, a couple halfbacks in the backfield. As he takes the snap, rolls out to his left, looking for a guy. There's a flag, and he just throws it out. Can imagine that would be a holding penalty.
Yeah, usually flags back behind the line of scrimmage and a quarterback rolling out usually lean towards a holding on the offensive line. So we'll have to see the call though before we make any assumptions.
Yeah, probably a smart choice to throw it away. There was no one downfield. and threw it out of bounds. And the call will be a holding penalty against Arizona Christian, but as we'd expect, the Papago Pumas declined the penalty, and the punting unit will trot out for both teams as Cameron Cook of the Pumas is set deep to return the ball once again.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the Pumas punter not really busy today, but cannot say the same for the Arizona Christian as he has been out there, been really the MVP so far for this game, it seems like.
Only guy getting action for them tonight so far. Looks like it's number 91 for ACU taking the punt. Cook will let it bounce, and it looks like he'll just let ACU pick it up as it'll land about the 32-yard line in the Pumas territory.
And that means we'll see this Pumas offense come back out yet again, so we'll see what they can do, trying to make it 4 for 4 just in this first quarter, but this next play will probably take us to the end. But really, overall, first quarter really going exactly how you'd want it if you're for this Pumas team, and not exactly how you want it for this Arizona Christian team.
Yeah, with 31 seconds left, as you said, likely to be the last play of the first quarter, and already 21 points as Pino takes the snap, hands it off to number 25 on the Pumas, also not listed on the roster, so we apologize for those watching at home as he picks up about 2 yards.
Yeah, and looks like before we do come to the end of the quarter, we do have an injured player on the ground, so
Yeah, we're going to take a quick injury timeout, quick break. Don't go anywhere as we'll be right back here on the Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here from the Varsity Sports Show. Nothing beats a hometown touchdown, on the field and on the table. Join us at Zips or Goldies, where families, friends, and teams come together for great food. They make everything fresh, like their hearty burgers or irresistible focaccias. The restaurants are family friendly with a huge menu and plenty of seating. Goldie's Sports Cafe is in Scottsdale at Via Linda and Mountain View Road, and Zips Sports Grill has 14 Valley locations. Come hungry, see you soon at Zips or Goldies.
And we are back. I am Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldi. It's been a one-sided game so far in the first quarter as Papago Pumas lead 21-0. And it looks like the rest of the clock will drain out from the injury timeout as the Pumas have been pretty dominant all game so far.
yeah, really have been three possessions so far. Now on the fourth, all possessions, all touchdowns. So we'll see how they can continue this on in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've had a few guys tonight or this afternoon so far who have been really showing out for them. You know, their offense has been rolling. Has there been any names to you that's sticking out so far for that Pumas offense?
I mean, I think the big one, honestly, for us so far has just been Martin Jr. for the running back leading the way. I know we kind of talked about Kersner being a huge target, but so far it's been only Cameron Fowler who's had those two big catches so far, both his helmet coming off both times, but still making the catch and that screen as well. So I think both of those players really just have taken over this first quarter.
Yeah, interesting coach before the game. A couple names was the receivers Kersner and Cook, but looks like it's been Fowler, Belcher, and Martin Jr. some key guys for that offense. As Pino takes the snap, little flea flicker, as Pino will take it for about a yard, and Down goes the guy holding the chains.
Yeah, don't hit the chain, gang. Looks like he is okay though, but yeah, really interesting play call there. I think we saw about like 4 different guys touch the ball before the ball even went past the line of scrimmage. So really looks like, yeah, really interesting play call there. And then looks like chain guys are good, thankfully. So that's good.
Yes, the chain gang is back up on his feet. Took a hard hit real quick from the quarterback Pino, as that was an interesting call. Looks like may want to call it a flea flicker, as he ended up just tucking it and running it for, looks like it was no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Pumas offense with Pino under center. IDing the mic. Takes the snap. Finds his guy, number 12, DJ Franklin, for a good gain. Good job by Pino getting that ball out early and finding Franklin in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think if you're this Pumas offense too, like that first play we saw, trying to get fancy with it, but I think you really don't have to get fancy. You're up 21-0 so far. You that run game literally has literally put the offense on its back, and I think if you run away from that, it may lead to some other things. But good second down play there to kind of get that yardage and sets up 3rd and short.
Yeah, up 3 possessions. Probably don't have to get deep into your bag, as so far the simple play calls have worked for them thus far, and it is a 3rd and about a yard. They hand it off to 25, and ACU is just all over that. It looks like they were ready for that. Looks like they knew what was coming on that play.
Yeah, it's gonna bring up a 4th and short here coming up for this Pumas offense. So decision time here for this Pumas team, and we'll have to see what they do. Looks like it's gonna be 4th and 1, and looks the offense is gonna stick out there. So big play coming up here.
Yeah, based off their play to this afternoon, it looks like there was no way that offense is coming off the field.
Yeah, I think you keep them on here. That run game has been unstoppable, and I think right here we see an inside handoff yet again.
As Pino's under center with number 25 in the backfield. He takes the snap himself, and he's able to pick up the 1st down. Looks like a quarterback power, little reminiscent of Arizona State's quarterback Jeff Sims today.
Doing it all there. Jeff Sims almost 300 yards rushing just by himself. It's not something you see every day of a quarterback, and really just the whole identity of a quarterback in today's game is just really shifted into being one of everything, mobility wise as well.
Yeah, dual threat quarterbacks are definitely seeked out, in Pino on the quarterback power, able to take it up the gut himself for a Pumas 1st down, lined up under center. Takes the snap, drops back, sees some running room. Intended target right there. Looks like Braden Watkins on the sideline, but rolling out to the left, trying to, as a right-handed quarterback, rolling out to the left and trying to make a play. It's always going to be difficult, and not enough power right there for Pino to make that throw.
Yeah, play was really blown up from the beginning. I saw one of the coaches on the sideline kind of react in anger and didn't like what he saw from the offense. So 2nd and 10 coming up here for this Pumas offense, and I think you got to go back to that run game though.
Yeah, the run game has been a great point of attack, as they're back in the formation that was successful for them earlier with number 25 in the backfield, along with Martin Jr., as 25 will get the handoff again. Found some blocks on the outside, and he will go down the sideline. The foot race, and he's pushed out. It's a touchdown. He be able to get in. The referee signaled a touchdown. No, it is down at the 3. We had one referee signal touchdown, one referee call him out, and it looks like he got to the 3-yard line. It looks like from there it was just a foot race. Number 25, the halfback, was able to find his lead blocks and just ran it down the sideline.
Yeah, really good run there. First judge marked it touchdown, but I think one of them saw something where he stepped out. Interesting though, during that, during that play, I saw, I think it was a receiver. It looked like it could have been a holding, and he was looking around too. Might have thought he got caught, but I think they avoided that and sets up a 1st and goal here inside the 5.
Yeah, good job by the running back finding his blocks on the outside. Almost took it to the house, and he stays in the game. Number 25, as they're in shotgun. Pino takes the snap, drops back, looking towards his left, scrambling right. Wide open guy in the end zone. Looks like that was a lineman open in the end zone.
Yeah, really good pocket presence there. Felt the pressure, rolled out, got out of a tackle somehow and jumped over a man and just had a man wide open, but looks like the refs are conversating about something here. And it is going to be against Papago, so looks like they're going to wipe that touchdown off the board there. Don't know if that was an eligible receiver or not. Because it did seem like it was a lineman that caught the ball there, but looks like they will negate off the touchdown.
Yeah. That was a good job by Pino though, keeping that play alive. It looks like there was multiple ACU defenders chasing after him, trying to get him down, and he was somehow able to keep the play alive and find a guy open. But like you said, was a penalty which will negate the touchdown as we have a 2nd and goal for the Pumas as Pino lines up under center with Martin Jr. in the backfield, takes the snap, swings it out to Martin Jr. Looks like he made a move trying to make a guy miss, able to get them closer as decent gain will get him around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, looks like they're near the 1 yard line here, so can only imagine what territory this could be for this Pumas offense. And I think if you're the Pumas offense, I think you just hand it to Martin Jr. or anyone at the gut, as the trenches are just fully going right now for this Pumas offense.
It is about 3rd and goal, about 2 yards from goal to go as Pino takes the snap, hands it off to Martin Jr., able to get off one tackle, but his teammates come in a bunch of white jerseys just hound Martin Jr. as they cannot get into the end zone.
Yeah, great defense there from ACU to stop this Pumas offense and ultimately not allow a touchdown. And decision time yet again for Coach Stroller here for this Pumas offense. And looks like he's going to leave him out there and trying to make it 4 for 4 on touchdown drives so far, and just in this first quarter and 5 minutes into the second. So big play coming up here.
Yeah, up 3 possessions. I don't imagine it'd be a hard decision to leave that Pumas offense on the field as it looks like they will be taking a timeout to discuss that over again as we'll be right back as we'll take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. We are back here in Gilbert, Arizona. I am Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldi as the Pumas just took a timeout, discuss their 4th and goal that they have coming up. It'll be interesting to see what play call they have designed here.
Yeah, really big play coming up here, both for both sides. And if they convert here, it's a 28-point lead. They don't. It remains 3. So we'll see what Papago and Coach Schroeder have in mind here.
Apologies, it'll be 3rd and goal, not 4th, as Pino's lined up under center. Takes a snap, looking to his right, has all day, and it's caught for a touchdown.
But
Number 13, Braden Watkins, but about 2 or 3 flags went flying immediately in the backfield. Looks like it might be going back on the Pumas again as we await the call from the white cap. Yes, and it will be a penalty on the Pumas and another touchdown wiped off the board for them. Not ideal as they will be trodden back around 10 yards back.
yeah, so from inside the 1 to at the 18-yard line. So Papago's just moving backwards now, and last thing you want to see is just penalties getting to you.
As Pino will go back into the huddle. And instead of a third and goal from their 2, it looks like a third and goal from their 12. So maybe 4 down territory if the Pumas can have a good play. And they will be taking another timeout as looks like they really want to discuss play to try to get into the end zone. We'll be right back here on the Varsity Sports Show as we'll be taking a quick break. Do not go anywhere. And we are back here in Gilbert, Arizona at Campo Verde High School. I am Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldi. The Pumas are back on the field after their second timeout on this possession, discussing a third and goal. Looks like from on their 18-yard line. Pino under center, takes the snap, goes up top, broken up by ACU. Looks like it was intended for number 12. DJ Franklin tried to climb the ladder, but the ACU defender just did a better job at swatting that away.
Yeah, really, really good job by ACU there to break up that pass. Obviously, DJ Franklin trying to go for the pass. Big guy, 6'4". So what a recovery there. And if you're this ACU defense, great job to just not allow another touchdown here.
Yeah, tried to throw it up to a 6'4 receiver. Not a bad decision, but just a better play by ACU as 31 Colton Reyes, the kicker for the Pumas, will be attempting the field goal.
A little bit of distance here, but proves no problem there.
Absolutely drills it. That's 4 possessions, 4 scores for the Pumas today as they take a 24-0 lead. Still a 3-possession game, but the Pumas clicking on all cylinders, as I said earlier. Up 24. Jacob, if you're the ACU coach, I mean, it's still the second quarter. What do you kind of tell your players to try to get back into this game?
Yeah, if you're Coach Manrique, I think right now you're at a point to where it's 24-0. There's still 10 minutes left and just in the second quarter. I think you just got to remind your guys that this game is it's not going to be a 20-minute game as we're at right now. It's a full 60 minutes. So I think it's still not over yet. I think ACU defense has shown some spotlight, but I think it all starts with the offense. It all starts with the run game. I think you got to just get that going. Start small. Don't try and get it all in one play, but build momentum up.
Kind of have to wonder if rotating quarterbacks may throw the rhythm off the offense just a little bit. Every quarterback has their own play calls, play style, their own cadences. So, that's something that really sticks out to me so far this afternoon. They've had 3 possessions. They've had 3 different quarterbacks. It'll be interesting to see on the 4th possession which guy will try it out. It seems like
Yeah.
it's been a mystery all afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going down the list here, but yeah, like you said, I think definitely switching a quarterback every drive is not ideal for your skill positions as well as alignment. So, like I said, ACU, we'll have to see what quarterback comes out here and what identity they bring out this drive.
As Reyes kicks it off, number 1 for ACU will return it again. Looks like he found a lane, hole, but he is met around the 37-yard line. It looks like I seen another flag flying on the play.
Yeah, and then really so far it's been good returns for this ACU special teams, but just can't get anything going against that Pumas defense. So we'll have to see. I don't think there's any flags as of yet.
Must have misseen something. Looks like there was a flag. There's been a lot of them tonight,
No,
there
yeah,
this afternoon, so
we don't blame you there. Always got to look around for that yellow garbage. So yeah, so looks like it is Firestorm gonna come out and looks like number 17 at quarterback now. So like we said, we're going down the list. Matthew Mills in that quarterback now for this Firestorm offense.
Mills under center, the fourth quarterback under center for the Firestorm tonight, and he tries to take it himself and is just met by a gang of Pumas.
Yeah, really just met there and be a loss of a game. Looks like we have a timeout, and it looks like Mills is the one that's hurt, so could be possible we see another quarterback. He does get up on his own will, thankfully, but
Yeah, it looks like he tried to take it himself, and he looks like he kind of was tackled awkwardly. It looks like a few Pumas right there got him in a twister position as it was kind of awkward the way he went down. Not something you want to see for ACU as they had their fourth quarterback in for the afternoon. It will be interesting to see if they replace him with a new quarterback as the Firestorm offense is back on the field.
it looks like Panotti is going to be back out there.
Yeah, Maafonati, he was the first quarterback to start the game for ACU as he drops it back and launches it. And there's nothing there. It was intended for number 89 of the Firestorm, but just wasn't anything there. A good coverage by that Pumas defense.
Yeah, really looks like he was just kind of just trying to throw it up, but this offense just seems very out of proportion this entire game. I feel like I think from the get-go they like we talked about earlier, the change of quarterbacks every possession definitely does not help. And right there, it just looked like miscommunication on that pass. So
As it'll be a 3rd and 13 for the Arizona Christian Firestorm. Fanati takes the snap, hands it off to number 8. He finds a lane, and he gets hit. Hits hard. He was leveled right there. Interesting play call for the Firestorm. That'll bring up a 4th down.
yeah, good run there. Shows some speed there, had a hole, hit it, and then he met by a few defenders, got picked up by one and slammed by another. So not ideal, but nonetheless, he held onto the ball and sets up a 3rd and short and 3rd and manageable here for this Firestorm offense. And don't want to say it's a must need, but fourth
It's a,
down, excuse me. So 4th and short, they're going to go for it right now.
that's Fanati under center to number 33, and he's just met by about 3 or 4 Puma defenders. No room to run. That defensive line just stymied him in the backfield.
Yeah, so that was 4th down. And looks like, or did the chain? Oh, we got a foul. We got a flag here. Wow, so tough break there for the Pumas. They get the stop, but personal foul on the defense. Gonna give a 1st down to the Firestorm.
Yeah, it looks like the handoff was to Cage Wheel of the Firestorm, but a personal foul on the Pumas defense will give a much needed break to the Firestorm, who have been struggling to find any any positive plays tonight, but this will get them into Pumas territory. Looks like around the 48-yard line of Papago, as that's exactly what they needed, as lines up right under the center. He's looking for a guy, and he's just met, and the ball is out, and is picked up by the Pumas. And it's another fumble again. The guy who recovered the fumble fumbled it again. But it looks like he may have been down. They signaled it's a Pumas ball. Looks like number 33, Vincent Lamachia, the guy who got the sack earlier, comes up and recovers a fumble and takes it all the way down to the Firestorm 10-yard line. What a play that was.
Yeah, it really was. Didn't even see the ball pop out until Lamantia found it in the backfield, and kind of a gift for him there. And then the run back, obviously the big fella showing some wheels there. Thankfully lost the ball, but thankfully was marked down. So as we talk about the Firestorm getting that 1st down, they immediately give it right back to the Pumas, and Pumas are set up here to go 5 for 5 so far on these first 5 drives.
Yeah, that was an interesting play right there as they handed off to Martin Jr., but that ACU defense is all over that. Looked
Yeah,
like they knew what was coming.
yeah, really all over. As soon as he handed the ball off, just 2 defenders in the backfield with Martin Jr. So good adjustment there from that ACU defense.
Yeah, going back to that defensive play, that was all over the place, but it was Lamacchio, the guy who got a sack earlier, now has a sack and a fumble reception in this game. He's been one of the key factors on this defense, gives the Pumas great field position as it's a 2nd and 15 with Pino under center. Trips on right with the guy lined up on the left. High snap, able to take it. Goes deep into the end zone. He has a guy, and it is incomplete. That was a good pass deflection, and that was intended for Braden Kersner, a guy we haven't said much this afternoon, but expect to see more of him in this offense.
Yeah, Kersner had it was open there for a second or two on that post route in the back corner, but quarterback kind of just was a little bit too late to there and allowed the defender to recover in time. So, but I think that was definitely a good start there to get Kersner more involved.
As a 3rd and 15 for the Pumas offense, as Pino is under center. Couple guys on his left, couple guys on his right. Finding the mic, he takes the snap. Has this guy, and he's hit, and he holds on to it. It's caught by Cameron Cook in the end zone for a touchdown. What a job by Cook to hold onto the ball after getting hit. As
Yeah,
Pino finds his guy in the middle, and Cook, amazing job of holding onto that ball.
yeah, really good on both sides there. Pino with the throw right over the middle due to traffic, and Cook with the catch took the hit and held on, and ultimately has set up a 30 burger so far with just over 23 minutes played in this game and already have 30. So Puma's really coming out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, typically balls thrown in the middle of the field are not ideal, but Pino was able to thread the needle, and it was just a great job by Cook. Seeing the defender coming, he knew he was going to get hit, and he was able to hold on. What a touchdown as Reyes will kick the extra point, and it's up and it's good, and it is a 31-0 lead for the Papago Pumas.
Yeah, really big chain of events there overall. But like I said, Firestorm had some momentum a little bit, their best field position for the day. And then they get that fumble recovered by Lamachia and brings it down deep into their territory and ultimately results in another touchdown. So, like I said, unfortunate events there.
Yeah, with 7:28 remaining, ACU will get the ball back, and there hasn't been much working for that offense tonight. Even getting the ball into the Pumas territory, they have not been able to make anything shake. So it'll be interesting to see which quarterback they go with on the next possession and see what if they can do anything with the ball.
Yeah, I really want to see what they have in store here. Like I said, we talked about before when they were down 24. Now you're down 31. I think it's getting to a point to where you're it's gonna have to start being go time on these next few possessions if you even want a chance back in this game. So, like I said, there's still a lot of time, still 7 minutes left in this second quarter only. So, but it's got to get going now if they want to get anything going.
As Reyes prepares to take the kickoff again, number 1 for ACU is set deep to return. He's broke a few decent returns tonight, especially one earlier that set them up in good field position. As looks like it'll go in his direction, but it'll be a kick out of bounds, which will be a penalty against the Pumas. Not something that Reyes has been accustomed to, especially today. He's had some pretty good kicks. He's made all his extra points in his field goal, but looks like the one miscue for the Pumas kicker.
Yeah, Reyes has definitely been targeting that sideline and trying to get it. In the first few kicks he had, he done it perfectly, just right into the receiver's arms. But right there, obviously a little too far right. So, gonna give the ACU another chance to really get going here and starting on a 35.
And as we mentioned, quarterback carousel today for the Firestorm, it's number 10, Bo Ogles, who was in earlier for a possession. This is his second time as they make another quarterback change. As they get a handoff, and there's just nothing there. The Pumas defensive line, just a lot of penetration, and they were able to get through. Just all over that.
Yeah, really were. As soon as the ball snapped, I think there was about like 5 defenders in the backfield. So I think it's got a, I mean, really just nothing going at all for this Firestorm team today, and it's something that happens to execute on all phases. It's not just a one-person team. It starts with everybody. So we'll see what they have here.
As this time Ogles kind of lined up in a under center, and it's high, and it is a pre-snap penalty. As even if it's on them, they may have. Yeah, it'll be a false start against the Firestorm, and honestly, that's probably a better outcome than what we saw after that snap.
Yeah, that snap looked like it was going up to the moon right there. I don't know how that even happened, to be honest, but yeah, that false start definitely saved them there.
Yeah, if not for that false start, we may have seen the Pumas pick that ball up again. So after last possession, they got a fumble recovery, and that was Vincent Lamachia, the right edge, been making some key plays tonight.
Yeah, he's been all over the field so far for this Pumas defense.
As Ogles will be lined up in shotgun with him running back behind him. He throws it up to a receiver and he catches it one-handed, but they call it out of bounds. That was still a heck of a job by number 82 of the Firestorm, not listed on the roster, making a catch on the sideline with one hand, but not enough room to get it in bounds.
Yeah, I think good play design there. Gave the shot a one-on-one chance, but can't catch the ball if you're not inside the line of scrimmage. So really just another miscue there from this offense, and it's gonna set up a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, down 31, you kind of imagine they start taking more chances like that deep down the field. The running game hasn't been working, haven't been able to get much going, so might want to have to take more chances like that and give your receivers a chance to make those 50-50 plays. As Ogles takes a snap under centers, scrambles out to his right, looking for a guy, and just nothing there. It looks like, can't even tell if he got the ball off, but number 11, Nick Taylor on the defensive line of the Pumas in pursuit and able to make the play.
Yeah, looks like he lost the ball there at the end. They are gonna mark it as a fumble and move him back even more. So looks like he's marked down at the 20. So looks like it's gonna be 4th and super long here, and that's pretty big play too. It sets up this Pumas special teams to get the ball in really good field position and add to this lead.
Yeah, great pursuit right there by Taylor. And as you mentioned, it was ruled a fumble as they go back. So in the box score, that will go down as a sack. So another great play by that Pumas defensive line who's been on point all afternoon, been making plays and giving extra workout for that ACU punter.
Yeah, but he's gonna come back out yet again for this team.
As number 4, Cameron Cook is set deep to return once again. Maybe he'll get an opportunity here to try to return it as catches it and looks like he didn't have a clean read, so he decides to just catch it and lay on top of it. And probably the smart decision, especially up 31. Don't want to let ACU back into this game in any way.
Yeah, great field position coming out here for this Pumas offense, starting around midfield and time to do so. Just under 6 minutes. You still have that 2-minute warning here for this first half as well. Definitely can see them add more to the lead right here with this drive and possibly even another drive after this one.
And it appears that the Pumas may have made a quarterback switch of their own, up 31 in the first half. Looks like that'll be Brody Snyder lining up under center. Might have to do with the score as Snyder in shotgun takes the snap, looks to his left, gets it to his guy. Looks like a designed screen, and that is Braden Kirshner, someone who we haven't got to say too much today, but it looks like they're trying to get him involved early.
Yeah, as you mentioned that QB change, um, I've said 31 up 31, probably just getting some other guys reps. Still the first half though. I don't know if taking them out right now would be the key, but like I said, Coach Schroeder knows best more than us up here in this press box. So, but yeah, great play design there as you mentioned too. Getting Kersner involved more. He's gonna be one of your main guys here.
Yeah, it looks like Snyder's in the shotgun, lined up with number 28, Andre Shields, the running back, getting some of his first snaps as Snyder takes the snap, goes deep, has Kersner, and he finds him, and he's carrying a couple guys with him, and he gets into the end zone. And there he is, Braden Kersner, touchdown. What a find by Snyder, and what a job by Kersner carrying a couple guys on his way into the end zone.
Yeah, and that was a free play there for this Pumas offense. The ACU jumped in the neutral zone beforehand, and quarterback recognized that and took a shot deep, and ultimately results in 6 for them.
Yeah, great job by Snyder taking advantage of the free play offsides on ACU. And if anyone was wondering where Braden Kersner's been today, here's your answer as carries two guys into the end zone. He was fighting for that touchdown. All he saw was 6 when he caught the balls. Great job by 17 finding 0 on that one as
Yeah,
the Pumas will take a 37-0 lead.
yeah. Even though Kersner is only 5'9", 155, he's still carrying dudes with him into that end zone. So really good execution there from both sides.
As they kick is good by Reyes. It is a 38-0 lead with 4:52 remaining. We will be right back on Varsity Sports Show. Do not go anywhere.
Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
We are back here in Gilbert, Arizona. I am Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldy. The Papago Pumas have a 38-0 lead with 4:52 remaining as they are set to kick off. Clicking on all phases, it's been pretty one-sided here in Gilbert as Reyes sets to kick off. Gets it in bounds this time, back to number 1 of ACU again. Some trickery as he hands it off to the other return guy, and he stays on his feet. What a spin move to stay up top, and he's able to get a decent return around the 32-yard line. So it looks like ACU down 38 tries to find something and get any spark going with that trick return.
Yeah, pulling the tricks out the bag there. Great play idea there, but like I said, Puma's really all over that on the special teams unit, and they've been all over everything, really on all 3 phases so far today. Defense, I don't think ACU has even had a snap, maybe even in Puma territory so far in this first half. And if it was, I think it was that one where it was the fumble right after. So really on all phases, and like I said, up 38-0 right now. So really just all 3 phases dominated right now by the Pumas.
And looking at the ACU quarterback carousel we've had this afternoon, it looks like number 16, Daniel Rustin, will get his second crack at it as he lines up in shotgun. Number 8 goes in motion, hands it off to number 33, and just not much right there. Just absolutely met by a couple of Puma defenders.
Yeah, great defense there. Really all over the motion, staying home, one of the big things here, and True stayed home there and only results in the gain about 2. So brings up 2nd and 9 coming up here. Clock is ticking. And I think if you're this Firestorm offense, you just want to get to the half without another touchdown on you.
Yeah, that's true. As Rustin will line up under center with the number 19 in motion, and flags are just flying, and looks like that'll be knocking them back another 5 yards. As when you got have a guy in motion, it could be kind of difficult to try to get everything in order, as it'll be a false start for the Firestorm.
Yeah, so another pre-snap penalty here on this offense, and it's going to knock them back and bring up a 2nd and 13 now.
Not ideal for the Firestorm offense, who have yet to pretty much click on anything, haven't got really much going, and it'll put them in an unfavorable 2nd and 13 as Rustin lines up under center with looks like Cage Wheel lined up behind him with number 8 in motion. And Wheel takes the handoff, able to find a little bit of room, and looks like about maybe 4 or 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, he's gonna get right back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage there. So it's gonna bring up a 3rd down and 10 coming up, and that clock continues to run. And if they don't get it here, then it looks like Papago will get another shot at getting another touchdown or any score before that happens again. So big play coming up here in terms of keeping it, I'm not necessarily close, but keeping it to 38 points only. So
As Rustin will line up in shotgun, has a receiver on both sides with a running back behind him, takes the snap and he hands it off, and he's just absolutely met in the backfield. Number 90 for Papago just blows him up. No gain on that play.
yeah, really just blowing up the run all day. And we had ACU has definitely had a few plays where the run game has looked like it's alive, but most of the plays we just seen a Puma defender meeting him even before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. So definitely something that ACU is gonna have to discuss here at halftime coming out as the punter comes out yet again and really getting a workout in him for here today.
Yeah, definitely. Pumas have been clicking on all 3 phases of the game. Their defense looks like they're trying to build off that shutout they pitched last week. Opportunity to try to pitch another one still first half, but with the way they're playing, it's looked like they're on track to do so.
Yeah, it looks like they might bring it down to the 2-minute warning before they even snap this ball. Oh,
As he's able to get it off, Cameron Cook deep to return, and he catches it. Does not call for a fair catch. There is a flag flying pretty much after he caught the ball, able to get a few yards on that. We'll see who the flag is on. A lot of dirty laundry this afternoon in Gilbert.
yeah, decent amount coming in. I think compared to other games, it's not as terrible as we have seen. Definitely like one of more of the cleaner games I've seen personally, but like I said, nonetheless still a little bit messy on the field with those flags. But like I said, this Puma offense getting another chance up 38 already, have another chance to possibly go up either 41 or 45. So big, and not necessarily big, but another position here for them to score.
Yeah, it looks like that penalty was a holding penalty on the Pumas special teams unit. One of their small miscues. Not many they've had this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see what quarterback Brody Snyder in this offense does up 38 with under 2 minutes left, if they try to run the 2 minute warning or if they're content with their lead and just continue to try to run that clock till halftime.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to go to the 2-minute warning here. So
As don't go anywhere, we'll be right back as the Pumas lead 38-0 as we take a quick break.
Overwhelmed by crushing medical bills that keep you up at night? Imagine the heartbreak of delaying care for your family because of sky-high deductibles, copays, and surprise out-of-pocket costs. It's a nightmare no one should face. At Fountain Hills ER and Medical Center, we've partnered with Instinctive Health Pass to deliver Health Pass, your emotional lifeline for true peace of mind. Visit instinctivehealthpass.com today. Sign up to slash costs on unlimited future visits and erase current outstanding bills from using our facilities, saving you thousands in worry-free relief.
We are back here, Gilbert, Arizona. The Pumas are up 38-0. I am Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldy, as Brody Snyder in the offense will take over around their own 42-yard line as he's lined up in shotgun. Low snap, able to pick it up. Finds a guy in the middle. Number 7. He's not going down. He's continuing to fight, keeping those legs churning. Cameron Fowler, a name that was brought up earlier in the game. He climbed the ladder earlier for a nice catch, and right here, refusing to go down. Must have been inspired by his teammate Braden Kirshner from that touchdown.
yeah, Fowler with a big catch there again, and helmet stayed on this time. So guess that's good for him. He's still going to come off here, but yeah, great catch over the middle there, and Snyder finding him getting that big gain, and marching down the field yet again here for this Pumas offense.
Yeah, so it appears that the Pumas will not stay content with a 38-0 lead. Looks like they're going to try to stack more points before the half. I mean, despite being up that much, it's always nice to see what your guys can do in a 2-minute drill situation. So it's exactly what Snyder and the offense will do so for the Pumas as he's lined up shotgun, a couple of receivers on both sides with his running back. He takes the snap, looks towards his left, little high snap as number 20 for the Firestorm, Tyler Ham, able to get the pass breakup. As it looks like we have a call from the referee.
It looks like Snyder a little bit hurt on that play. It looks like something with his hand. I believe he got it checked out. It might have been a little jam there from that shot, but we'll have to see what they officially say.
Yeah, not ideal for the Pumas as they will have a different quarterback take over. Looks like it'll be Xavier Newman. So the third different quarterback for the Pumas tonight. Newman will enter the game as he's lined up under center, takes the snap. He's looking deep, thinks he has a guy, and is breaking up again. Looks like that was Tyler Ham on the pass breakup again. Ham back-to-back pass breakups. Good deflection by Ham.
Yeah, really good coverage overall from the Firestorm there on that defense, and all of his receivers are just blanketed. But kind of going back to talking about that 2-minute drill, I think being up this much not only benefits you for the game, but as well as getting other guys reps and seeing where they can go, especially in the HGCAC like this. I mean, anybody can get a rep. They would love to get a rep. So I think this is a great opportunity for the Pumas beyond this game.
Yeah, that's a great point you make. Any film you can get on there, any positive film, no matter how many reps you get, it's always going to be positive to get something on film. So it's a great thing as Newman will be lined up shotgun under center with an empty formation. About 5 receivers lined up. Low snap, able to get it. Finds his guy. Number 3, Kavion Belcher, tries to make a move and is met by a gang of white jerseys. Looks like he was able to get a gain of around 5 yards.
Yeah, it's gonna bring up 4th and 5 here. So have to see what this Pumas offense or excuse me, Pumas team overall can do here. Don't know if they're quite in field goal range. They could be, depending on what other coach really gives his opportunity to his guy for. But looks like they're gonna leave the offense out. They are not. They are not satisfied.
Yeah, and also the clock continues to run, so it looks like the Pumas are also in no hurry. I mean, up 38, they shouldn't have to be in a hurry as they've been in control all game, but an opportunity right here to convert on 4th and 5 as Newman's still in the game, lined up in shotgun as he takes the snap, gets hit, has a guy, number 3, Kavion Belcher again, and this time he's able to find the end zone. What a job by Newman, able to get the throw off under pressure. He took a big hit right there, but found Belcher open in the middle of the field, and he takes it all the way there as the Pumas stack another score, 44-0.
Yeah, no mercy here at all from the Pumas. I mean, 38-0, just not enough for them. Clock winding down. I think any other team might have just, taken a snap and kind of got the turnover on downs. But like I said, Coach Strother not really taking anything for granted and continue to add on. So yeah, big hit though there from taking the hit and getting it. So
All right, apologies to anyone watching. That was not Kavion Belcher as he is number 3, but he is on defense. So if we've made any mistakes earlier, the number 3 on offense was not given to us. So apologies to anyone listening thinking that was Kavion Belcher, but the Pumas do convert the extra point. They are up 45-0 with 7 seconds remaining. And I could imagine that ACU might just take this to the halftime as there's no reason to risk letting up another turnover or score tonight.
yeah, I don't think it can get any worse here for this ACU team overall in this first half. And I think you take it here and just go to the half and reassess what you can do, and come into the next half. I think a win here is probably not in their driver view mirror anymore, but you can still get some decent reps in from your guys and obviously get some positives out of this game. But so far this half, really no positives overall for this ACU team.
If you're looking for positives, I mean, their punter has been able to get some reps in today, a few boots. If you want to dig deep, I mean, number one for ACU, the return man has broken a few things loose. Had one good return earlier that put him in Puma's field position where they haven't been in much this afternoon. As the Pumas take a timeout on special teams, looks like it's their third and final timeout. Not often you see teams take a timeout on kickoffs, as it'll stall out the first half just a little longer as there's 7 seconds remaining. As we will be right back as we'll take a quick break. Do not go anywhere.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
We are back here live in Gilbert, Arizona at Campo Verde High School. I'm Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldi as the Pumas have a 45-0 lead with 7 seconds remaining as they are set to kick off. Colton Reyes, he's been busy today too, multiple kickoffs as the Pumas have pretty much scored on every possession, been getting a good workout in. Kicks it deep, and it's to number one again of ACU, set to take the return. Tries to find a hole, and he's able to get to about, say, 32-yard line, and it looks like ACU will not have an opportunity to run a play as that is the last play of the first half as Papago Pumas lead 45-0 as they've been clicking on all three phases of the game.
Yeah, really have been clicking on all phases, and I guess coming out of this half, we'll have to see what adjustments are made and whether or not we just continue to be in the situation we are now. But
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if ACU can try to get on the board and maybe try to cut into the lead just a little bit. But we'll be going into our halftime break. Do not go anywhere as we will be back for some more second half HJCAC action for the game of the week.
Hi everyone, this is Patrick Cohn with the Varsity Sports Show. I am so excited to bring you guys yet another video recap. I really enjoy doing this for you guys. This week, I'm going to be talking about the current standings for the Big 12 Conference football and talking to you guys about which teams so far are bowl eligible. So as of week 9 of the college football season for 2025, there are six teams in the Big 12 Conference that are bowl eligible for this season. They include BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, Texas Tech, TCU, and Utah. All 6 of these programs have been phenomenal so far this season. Unfortunately, Arizona has not yet become bowl eligible. They need to have at least 2 more wins in order to be bowl eligible. As per the NCAA rules, you have to have 6 wins in order to become bowl eligible. So if Arizona can beat Colorado next week and then beat Kansas the following week, they should be bowl eligible as well. So again, all 6 of these programs in the Big 12 Conference are very dominant, very aggressive on both their offense and defense, and this is the main reason why they are bowl eligible this season. They are the reason why these 6 programs are bowl eligible this season. It should be very exciting. The Big 12 Conference should be well represented in bowl season, and hopefully 1 or 2 of the teams, mostly BYU and possibly Cincinnati or Houston, should make a good run in the college football playoff. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.
Ottawa University of Arizona, better known as OUAZ, is off to one of its best starts in program history. The Spirit are 6-0 after dominant wins over teams like Langston, Texas College, and their rival, Arizona Christian. And now they head into the bye week and currently sit at number 12 in the NAIA rankings. The secret behind their success? Discipline. But for this team, that word means more than just following rules. It's about building character on and off the field.
Everything we do, it's not just focused on beating whoever we're playing next. Obviously, that's important, but it's focused on making us good to beat everybody, and values like discipline, which are really valuable on the field, but also are very, very valuable as a man and as a husband and as a father. And so, instilling those values in us, like discipline, are taught to us through the field and through the X's and O's, but they're instilled in here and not just up here.
But it's not just the discipline, rather the high standard the team has set for themselves this season.
A lot of places, like if you lose one game, it's an amazing season. Like to this program, if you lose one game, it's like the worst season.
These practices and that mentality helped lift Ottawa University to their 6th win, going undefeated right here at Spirit Field against Arizona Christian University, one of their longtime rivals. For Varsity Sports Show, Andrew Neeram reporting.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dane Palmer, and today I'm talking about some Arizona high school football. Friday nights are electric, but the real season starts right now. The AIA Arizona High School Football Playoffs are about to get underway. Getting into the playoffs and understanding where your team stands can be a little bit tricky, so buckle up. I'm going to try to break it down for you the best I can. First off, the core AIA rankings. Unlike some states, Arizona uses a pretty interesting ranking system to determine the playoff spots and seeding of these teams. The ranking is calculated by the Arizona Interscholastic Association, the AIA, and it's powered by an algorithm that considers a few major factors. Number one, and arguably the most important, win-loss record. Pretty simple, winning matters. Number two, strength of schedule. Who you played is just as important, and how many people you beat who also have good schedules is important as well. Beating a top-ranked team is a little more important than beating a lower-ranked team. And number three, the results of your opponent's opponents. Yes, this formula goes that deep, but the goal is simple. Ensure that the most deserving teams make the single elimination tournament. Now, let's talk about the different conferences. Playoff structure varies by conference, generally based on school size, from 1A being the smallest and 6A being the biggest. 1A and 3A use a smaller bracket, typically 12 or 16 teams, with some region champions earning an automatic bid and the rest filling out the field based on the AIA rankings. 4A and 5A are conferences that often feature larger 24-team brackets where the top 8 teams get a coveted first-round bye based solely on their overall AIA ranking. Now let's talk about the elite, the open division. This is Arizona and the AIA's way of creating what they believe to be a true super state championship. The open division pulls the top 12 teams regardless of conference, often primarily being from 6A and 5A, sometimes 4A, but based on the overall AIA rankings. The top 4 open teams get a bye into the quarterfinals. Teams ranked 5 through 12 play a first-round game, and the winners advance into the open bracket. But here's the key. The losers of the open first-round games drop down into their respective 6A, 5A, or 4A playoff brackets. This unique structure ensures that the state's very best play each other for the Open State Championship, while those who don't advance still have a shot at their conference title due to the competition they're going to be facing in that open bracket. In short, win to boost your rankings, keep your strength of schedule high, and you'll find yourself on the way to the AIA playoffs, whether it's an automatic bid, a high seed, or a spot in the Elite Open Division. It's all about proving you belong. So good luck to all the teams on the road to the state championship or region championships this season. I hope this helps simplify things for you just a little bit. Once again, my name is Dane Palmer.
Alright everybody, my name is Heaven Cook here, reporting live for Varsity Sports. Please excuse my voice, I am currently under the weather, but that's not going to stop me from doing my topic today. I want to talk about investigations. We've been seeing a lot of investigations going on, but right now I want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens being under investigation for Lamar Jackson's injury. Now, the Baltimore Ravens are under NFL investigation following confusion over quarterback Lamar Jackson's injury status. Jackson, sidelined with a hamstring issue, was intentionally listed as a full participant in Friday's practice. However, the team later revised that to limited participation, saying he only practiced with the scout team. Now, under league rules, players who participate only in scout teams reps must be listed as limited, not full. The NFL says it's reviewing the Ravens' reporting and could issue fines and other penalties, depending what they find. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the interview, but Coach Harbaugh said that it was an honest mistake, emphasizing that there was no intention to mislead the public or anything. But unfortunately, Lamar will be hopefully back soon, 100% healthy. But it definitely leads to a lot of mistakes happening on that end. Also with the opposite team preparing for Lamar Jackson and not for their backup quarterback, Tyler Huntley. But in the meantime, I really wonder what does this mean for them, and hopefully this doesn't happen again. This is my topic, and I hope you guys enjoy my story.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Varsity Sports Show. My name is Rodolfo Gomez, and today we'll be...
It was supposed to be an exciting time for the NBA as the 2025-2026 regular season got underway last week. Unfortunately, an NBA scandal involving widespread game fixing and ties to organized crime led to the October 2025 arrest of Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former player and coach Damon Jones. The federal investigation resulted in 2 separate indictments involving more than 30 people involved. Prosecutors allege Rozier, Jones, and others used non-public information from players and coaches to place wagers on NBA games. A second indictment of charges against Billups and Jones charged them with participating in a high-stake poker game and scheme run by the mafia crime families. Advanced cheating technology was allegedly used to defraud victims out of millions of dollars. The NBA has placed both Billups and Rozier on non-paid leave pending the outcome of the investigation. We will have to wait and see what the investigation leads to. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Ryan Gaylord.
Kenny Dillingham's success at Arizona State has brought national attention. Now with openings at LSU and Penn State, questions arise as whether Kenny will be the head coach of the future for the Sun Devils. Dillingham was hired by Arizona State in November 2022, becoming the youngest head coach in the Power 5 at the time. In less than 2 seasons, he's brought renewed energy to the program, with a fast-paced offense and a clear culture of development. That success has naturally made him a target for speculation as powerhouse programs like LSU and Penn State look for their next leader.
Your picture's on the top of an athletic article today speculating of LSU and Penn State. So have you told your agent, don't listen to anybody, don't answer? Do you listen? Where's your role in future openings?
I'm trying to win as many games as I can here. That is my number one focus, is our players, our football team, everything about us. That's simple. Like, I am so singularly focused on us to win football games, to become a better football team, this season. Like that's my singular focus.
It was a short but careful answer. He didn't deny interest outright, but he did emphasize his commitment to his team. Dillingham signed a multi-year contract extension earlier this year that keeps him in Tempe through 2029, raising his salary to roughly $5.8 million per year, and including a significant buyout clause. That deal places him among the highest paid coaches in the Big 12 and gives Arizona State financial leverage if any other programs come calling. Still, his name continues to appear in national coaching conversations, and with the market heating up, those questions aren't going away anytime soon. He says his focus is on this season, but as the carousel continues to spin, expect his name to stay in the mix. I'm Adam Maggard reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello, folks. Gerald Lambright here. Where a single rivalry is essential to low, simmering discontent. This isn't just a game in the Piney Woods. This is proverbial Piney Woods pugilism. Probably the oldest grudge in the 409 area code. It started in 1922, Silsbee versus Jasper. 50 miles of East Texas asphalt separates these two towns, but the distance in heart, that's measured in generations. Both are 4A Division II royalty. Built on history and hunger, the Jasper Bulldogs carry a powerful tradition, 53 total playoff appearances, a legacy of dominance you can feel in the stands. But tradition only buys you so much, because right now the momentum is all Tiger Gold. The Silsbee Tigers have been operating on a different clock. They've posted wins in the matchup from 2015 to last year. That kind of success doesn't just happen. It's a relentless machine. So what happens when historical prestige runs headfirst into recent raw power? When a rivalry so fierce that locals say there is no love lost between the two takes the field for somewhere above the 80th time? It's simple. It is a generational contract written in blood, sweat, and astroturf. It's a war fought one Friday night every year, defining the identity of these communities until the next year.
Blessing Frazier reporting for Varsity Sports. Now fall is in full swing, and with that comes the NBA. The NBA started their first official week of the season last week, and fans are excited after a long summer to see their favorite players. But some of their favorite players are on the bench. Several headline names are either being managed carefully with minute restrictions or sidelined with injuries as teams try to navigate a long season. In New Orleans, Zion Williamson is out with a bone contusion in his foot and being listed day to day as the Pelicans monitor this issue. Out in California, the Lakers veteran LeBron James is sidelined, being evaluated with a multi-week timeline. James has been speculated to be in his last couple of seasons, so he's being monitored carefully. In Boston, Jason Tatum remains out as he recovers related to his right Achilles repair from last season. And most recently, Minnesota's explosive guard Anthony Edwards is expected to miss roughly 2 weeks with a right hamstring strain. Well, these aren't the only players. A handful of other rotation players around the league are being managed carefully in these early days of the season. Coaches are balancing short-term decisions with the long season ahead, and they're prioritizing long-term availability over one-game heroics. There's a lot of new talent to look out for as we monitor and slowly hope for the return for these superstars. For Varsity Sports reporting, my name is Blessing Frazier.
Hello everybody, my name is Antonio Gutierrez here with the Varsity Sports Show. And today I'll be talking some Copper Canyon football in their game against North Canyon on October 24th. A game that saw seniors Mark Enriquez and Jeremiah Adams-Curry show out on both sides of the ball. Jeremiah Adams-Curry recorded his team-leading 21st sack of the season, which puts him 7th nationally in sacks, while also forcing a fumble in the contest as well.
Jeremiah Adams-Curry forcing that ball out. He's just everywhere right now.
On the offensive side, it was the Mark Enriquez show. He found the end zone 4 times, showing off his elite open field elusiveness and speed.
Parker gonna hand it off to Enriquez. Enriquez breaks one tackle and he's going off the races at the 40, at the 50. Look at that guy go. At the 30, at the 20, at the 10. Touchdown. Mark Enriquez.
To go along with it all, he also had over 250 rushing yards and brought his total to just under 1,000 on the season.
And that's another touchdown. 1, 2, 3 touchdowns for Mark Enriquez in the first half. Humble, but this time going to be handoff to Enriquez, who goes right up the middle, and he's going to have some room at the 30, at the 25, at the 20. Mark Enriquez gets the back on the board for the Aztecs. Touchdown, Copper Canyon.
The combination of Jeremiah Adams-Curry and Mark Enriquez has been a key reason to why Copper Canyon is having one of the best seasons in school history. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Antonio Gutierrez.
Versus Liberty proved to be a game that a lot of people were surprised of the result. Coming in, Brophy College Prep had all the hype because of their touted NFL alumni, and rightfully so. Even though they've been 4-4 on the year, they've played good games. Their offense has scored a lot of points, but it proved at Liberty on the road to be a tough environment for Brophy as they lost 38-3. And now Brophy's in a situation where they're 4-4. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're not quite having the season that they thought they would have. But on the other side of the token, Liberty, they're rolling, they're 7-1, and they're looking like a team that's not only poised to make a run in the Arizona high school football rankings, but they're looking like a team that could potentially win a championship. When you look at the game from start to finish, at first it looked like Brophy was going to be able to hang in there. They got a couple stops, but Liberty's offense proved to be too much. Liberty's talent all across the board proved to be too much. Even though Brophy had all the big names, even though Brophy had all the hype, even though Liberty was known to have a good team, Liberty did a good job on both sides of the football and all phases as they look to continue their dominance in Arizona high school football, and Brophy looks to bounce back this weekend.
My name is Devin Blankenship. I'm an intern.
Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
Overwhelmed by crushing medical bills that keep you up at night? Imagine the heartbreak of delaying care for your family because of sky-high deductibles, copays, and surprise out-of-pocket costs. It's a nightmare no one should face. At Fountain Hills ER and Medical Center, we've partnered with Instinctive Health Pass to deliver Health Pass, your emotional lifeline for true peace of mind. Visit instinctivehealthpass.com today. Sign up to slash costs on unlimited future visits and erase current outstanding bills from using our facilities, saving you thousands in worry-free relief.
Welcome back. We are back here at beautiful Gilbert, Arizona at Campo Verde High School. I'm Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldi. It is a 45-0 ball game as the Papago Pumas lead the Arizona Christian Firestorm. So Jacob, what are you looking forward to in the second half? I know it's a 45-point game, but what are you looking forward to?
I mean, I think real me would say for it to be over, but obviously can't just have that. I know. But for real though, I think this is a great moment for, I mean, both sides to really improve like the developmental aspect of both teams. I think for the most part, like we talked about before, HGCAC schools are just more of the schools, like I said, developed around these Arizona guys who haven't gotten the chance, and really for these players who don't really get to play overall, could be a chance for them to get out of this area and like kind of into bigger programs and stuff like that. So I think for real, I think it's just more of a developmental half for both sides.
Yeah, I think great opportunity. Always going to be something positive as Colton Reyes here to kick it off back to the Firestorm as they get the ball first. It's number one returning the ball once again. As he takes the ball, has a lane, and he's hit trying to fight for some extra yards, able to get down around the 34-yard line. And it is worth noting that we will have 10-minute quarters for the second half as there's 9:50 left. It was took 10 seconds off the clock. So after that first half, it looks like it was agreed upon to have a couple of 10-minute halves here opposed to the normal 15 as ACU will get the ball first.
Yeah, and like you said, change that, and we see the high school when it's usually you're up 35 points at any point, the clock will run, and for here they decided up 45 at the half, they're gonna go with 10-minute quarters, so save people here and the players as well 10 minutes in total. So we'll have to see what this half has for us.
As number 11 at quarterback for the Firestorm looks like Maafanati, the guy who originally started. It looks like he's taking his third possession as he lined up under center, handed off, and gain of a couple yards, gain of 4. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for Arizona Christian.
Yeah, that was that one formation that we saw earlier for this Firestorm offense with the the 3 backs in the backfield, and then quarterback under center and no wideouts. So really interesting formation the Firestorm bring here.
Yeah, usually in a modern offense, especially in this time, you don't typically see this formation as they have 3 tailbacks, no receivers lined up, absolute jumbo set, and they hand it off. Looks like number 38 of the Firestorm, and he's able to pick up about 2 to 3 yards on that play. Not much. This Pumas defense will bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd down coming up here, 3rd and short. Like I said before, really the goals of this half is just for both sides. I mean, just get the most reps you can possibly get. I think you can't take this situation for granted. So we'll see what ACU brings here.
Yeah, a 1st down for them would go a long way in just finding something positive and finding a spark as Fanati lines up under center. 3 tailbacks again lined up, and he looks like he gives it to the one right behind him. Looks like he was just able to get to the spot as some positive yardage going for the Firestorm.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be a 1st down here.
Firestorm will be moving the chains. Not something we've got to say too often this afternoon, but they talked it over at half. Maybe some adjustments can be made to get on the scoreboard and get something positive going in the film room as Fanati lines up right under center. 3 tailbacks again behind him. Same play right back to 38 right behind him. Number 2 helps keeps him up, but not much as he's met by a pack of Pumas for a minimal gain.
Yeah, same formation we've seen again, and really, I mean, don't know how much too favorable that formation really gives an offense. I mean, it automatically kind of takes away the possibility of a pass because you have no receivers lined up. So really an interesting formation, but I think at this point for ACU, they're just trying to run the ball and just whatever they can possibly get on the ground.
Yeah, just try to find something as they're lined up in that formation again. Not too sure what to even call it. No receivers lined up outside as he hands it off once again right up the gut, able to find some yardage, and looks like that was number 2 this time who got the ball. Not listed on the roster, but was able to go run for a 1st down. So some positive momentum for the Firestorm who have not had much tonight.
Yeah,
Get a new set of chains.
Yeah, back-to-back 1st downs here for this offense, and as I mentioned, this formation being kind of wonky, it actually ends up working there for them. So then they're gonna go right back to it here, Javier.
Yeah, and that jumbo set again, all hands on deck for the trenches, and right back to the guy right up the gut. But this time the Pumas were ready for that. Defensive line just stymied him right up the middle. So got a little pushing and shoving from the lineman.
Yeah, right up the middle there, and this time Pumas were ready for that. I think, like I said, the three possibilities you either have is they go left, right, or up the gut. So Pumas defensive trenches just got to win at the battle, win at the line of scrimmage, and will ultimately decide whether or not the play is gonna go good for the ACU team.
Yeah, a little pushing and shoving after things got a little serious. Sometimes you might want to ask why so serious, but
Yeah, well, we haven't seen too much actually pushing and shoving today. It's been more of a friendly match so far.
hand off to number 38, able to find some additional yardage, about maybe 4 or 5 yards on that play to help set him up with third and medium. It looks like ACU does not want to pass the ball. It's just run, run, run.
Yeah, I don't think I think they want this clock just to continue to go and, like I said, just developing that run game. It seems like, I mean, and I don't even think they're even deciding a play call in the huddle. They're just saying line up the three backs in the backfield and let's hope it works.
Handoff again, another run, and it looks like it may have got to the chains. That one is pretty close. Not too sure if he picked up enough for the first down as we're waiting to see the call from the refs.
Looks like it's gonna be short. Oh no, they're gonna give him the first down. So another first down. So three first downs on this drive already. That I'm pretty sure that's gonna match their total from the whole first half in general. So really, really good developmental so far here. And whatever said at halftime, and I guess his formation is not broken.
Yeah, but half the time has went off the clock so far in this quarter. As another handoff again to number 38, and he does not have much room. As looks like the Pumas at this point should know what's coming. As same formation, same run every play.
Yeah, and looks like we're gonna have an no. Actually, no. Someone lost the helmet, so they are gonna stop the clock here. But yeah, going back to the whole like running clock and or not running clock, excuse me, the running plays and the only 10-minute quarters now. I think that whole first half, and we were out here for an hour and a half. That whole first half, and this third quarter is already about to be over.
Yeah, not in any hurry is this Firestorm offense. Looks like they're not trying to capture the moment like EB Flicks, but quarterback lined up under shotgun, and it looks like it's a passing play, and it is incomplete. Kind of caught me off guard a little bit as it's a different formation and they drop back to pass.
Yeah, first pass play of the drive, and it's incomplete. So I'm really, like I said, if it isn't that formation, then you can kind of eliminate the pass. But right there, they set up in that different formation for the first time this drive, and ultimately did not end up in a complete pass anyways. So
If I'm correct, this might be the first time the clock has stopped this whole quarter as the Firestorm have been running the ball the entire time. Their first pass attempt is incomplete, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 as Fanati is lined up in the shotgun, not something we've seen from them too often. One receiver on the left, one on the right as he takes the snap. He just launches it down to his receiver, and it's broken up. What a play right there.
oh,
Number
flag.
14, Marquise Owens was able to get his hand on the ball, but we do have a flag on the play as we await the call from the referee.
I think he might have held him on the arm just a tad bit. I think he might get him for a hold. Yeah, looks like they are calling it. Coach doesn't seem too happy about that on the sideline right now.
Yeah, with the shutout going, you could imagine the Pumas want to continue to try to pitch that shutout. Owens on the deflection. And it looks like the referee is going to wave the flag off, so the play will stand. Marquise Owens, the defensive back, 6'1", 150, used all of his length right there to break up the pass, and it'll bring up a 4th down for Arizona Christian.
Wow, yeah, really surprised there. I think that was a good job by refs. I think realizing coming together and deciding that wasn't a flag was really good on their end there and good for the game. So it's going to bring up a 4th down now. 4th and 9. We'll see what this squad can do here.
We will be right back. Do not go anywhere here on the Varsity Sports Show.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
We are back here in Gilbert, Arizona. It is a 45-0 ball game. I'm Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldy. It'll be a 4th down and 9 for this ACU offense as Maafanati lines up in the shotgun, takes the snap, scrambles left, tries to find a guy. He launches it downfield, and it's just out of bounds. Ran out of real estate right there as there is a flag on the play as we see if this call has an impact or if it'll just be a turnover on downs.
It's looking like it is going to be on Firestorm. They're heading to the sideline. So it's going to remain a shutout here so far. And Papago offense come back out. And if you're Coach Strother here, you got to be happy with that. I think no matter how much you're up, I think keeping a shutout is definitely something, a goal for any team and any league, any level.
Yeah, I feel like no matter how much you're winning by, I feel like there's always an incentive by that defense just when they're pitching a shutout, they want to complete it, especially after last week, after they pitched one. Back-to-back shutouts would be a great achievement, and yeah, if Coach Strother would definitely be happy with that performance by his defense so far. As the Pumas have the ball back, take the snap, and it's a handoff. Bounce out to the outside. Able to pick up a few yards on that play. Number 25 for the Pumas, Jeremiah Huckabee.
Yeah, Jeremiah Huckabee, him and Martin Jr. really sharing the load here today on the carries and really both dominating as like we talked about earlier in the game. The key to the game is kind of getting that run game going and really has opened that run game this entire game so far.
And the quarterback for the Pumas is number 18, Xavier Newman, who came in later in the second half. He stays in, able to avoid that sack, scrambles out to the left, and he's still going, able to pick up a positive play. Great job there by Newman, negating the defender in the backfield and making a play and able to pick up some positive yardage.
Yeah, great scramble there. Immediately being pressured right there, and then gets away from one defender, and then he turns nothing into something. So great scramble there from Newman, and as well as we talked about the developmental things, 3rd quarterback in now for Papago. So kind of seeing the whole QB depth chart get their chance here.
Getting a lot of love from his teammate on the sideline. Manny Pino, the starting quarterback, now has a headset on, it looks like. Looks like he was cheering on his fellow quarterback teammate, Newman, who's lined up in the shotgun. Trips on the right, takes the snap, scrambles. He scrambles out to his left. He has some room, and he's still going with the stiff arm. And he's tackled towards the end of the sideline. What a great run by Newman to move the chains.
Yeah, it seems like all these QBs for this Puma squad are just dual threat and every aspect. And we saw that with Newman there, really making another big run there and setting up another 1st down for this Papago offense.
As the clock will continue to run, we're approaching the 2-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 for Pumas. Newman in the shotgun, 3 receivers on his right, with Huckabee in the backfield. And the play call's blown dead as we have a flag. I'd imagine it'd be a false start penalty.
Yeah, usually anything that stops before the play behind the line of scrimmage is automatically a false start, and we see that here. So, like I said, clean for the most part for a game like this for an HGCA team. It's a pretty relatively clean game, honestly. I think there have been far worse we've seen this season with not just these two squads, but as well as the other three squads as well. So really overall a clean game and really clean game for Papago as they're up 45. So
Yeah, you can imagine Coach Strother would definitely be happy about his team's performance so far, playing a clean game on all phases of the ball. As Newman trots back out there, lined up under shotgun, trips on right, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, gets his number 8 just over his head. That was intended target, Kamarion Bell, just out of his reach.
yeah, just out of the reach there, try setting up the screen there, and just too high for his receiver there. But yeah, kind of going back to um everything we've been talking about, the run game and O-line. I mean, like I said, all three phases for this Papago team has just been on display from the first. I mean, I guess really all they needed was one half to really win this game. So very, very impressive for this Puma offense and defense and special teams.
Newman lined up in shotgun with Huckabee in the backfield, couple receivers on both sides as he takes the snap, rolls out to his right, launches it, has a guy down there, just missed. It looks like it just went through his hands, intended for the receiver, Peter Scopey.
Yeah, I didn't know if Newman was going to get that one out in time before he was going to get hit, but he got it out, and it looks like the receiver had a chance there, and it looked like it went right through his hands. So tough break there for the Pumas.
Yeah, it looks like there's been multiple plays this evening so far where Newman has been pressured and he's had a great pocket presence. He's been able to stay in the pocket and still get the ball off as he had a touchdown earlier where he was able to do that. It looks like right there just missed out on the connection, but great job by getting that ball off and sensing that pressure coming there as he gets the snap right here, finds his guy, able to bounce off a tackle, and he's still going. It looks like that broken tackle. Jeremiah Huckabee, the running back, able to bounce off a tackle and move the chains. What a play by Huckabee.
Yeah, really big play by Huckabee. We didn't know his name the first half, but we definitely know his name right now. And he's been all over the field, even in the first half when we didn't know his name yet. So Huckabee with a really big game for this Pumas offense.
Yeah, apologies about that earlier. We were told by one of the Pumas fan who number 25 was, and like Jacob said, we know who he is now. Just made a great play right there as we're now under a minute and running in the third quarter as Newman lines up shotgun. Receiver in motion, gives it to him. Number 3, trying to make some guys miss, still going. Few white jerseys on him. Looks like that was Ingram for Papago Pumas. Did not know his name now earlier, and now we know about his.
Yeah, really good play design yet again there. I love the screenplays that Coach Strother really brings to this offense. I think screens are definitely one of the more developmental kind of plays in football on any level, and get them set up. They can either bring you big yardage or negative gains, and use most of the time perfect one gets you big better yardage.
Yeah, those screen and motion plays always good to try to set something up and give your skill guys the opportunity to make something shake in the open field. And do not go anywhere. We'll be right back here in Varsity Sports Show, the end of the third quarter. Be right back.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
We are back for the fourth quarter of Papago Pumas versus Arizona Christian. I'm Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldy. Going to be 45 points for the Pumas. Looks like they're going to try to milk the rest of this clock out, keep things simple. As Newman is lined up in shotgun to begin this fourth quarter, drops back, has his guy, looks like another attempt at a screenplay, able to get the ball out quick, but not too many yards on that play.
Yeah, not too many yards, but yeah, we come here in the fourth quarter, 45 to nothing our score. Puma's looking to add more here, but also looking to just milk this clock here. I think both sides are just realizing. I think ACU, they're going to drop another one here to Papago. Just really surprising overall, though. I mean, like I said, it was started off hot. Now that the sun's down, the lights are on here. Not as hot, but still just tough loss here today for this Firestorm.
Yeah, you could imagine they wanted to just keep things simple here and sole possession of this game. Did not have to get fancy. As Newman lined up in shotgun once again, trips on his left, takes the snap, rolls out to his left, has a guy in just over the head, intended for his receiver.
Yeah, really good pressure there from the Firestorm there. Kind of disrupting that play, making him roll out, making him get out of his comfort zone. So really good defensive presence there, but proving just a little too late for that. But yeah.
As it'll bring up a 4th down and 3 to go for this Pumas offense, and looks like there's a flag that just went flying as the Pumas were in their huddle.
Maybe too many men, maybe?
We await the call. Not too sure what the call was, but we do know that it was a penalty on the Pumas, and that'll change their plans as the offense comes back on the sideline as kicker Colton Reyes in the special teams unit will come out to attempt a field goal.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see them actually line up for that. It looks like they're not yet satisfied with the lead yet. So, but field goal here, this should be a good rep here for the kicker as well as lining up here from the 35 plus a 10, but 45-yard attempt coming up here. So,
Yeah, great opportunity for the kicker to try to get some film up there. He boots it and looks like not enough power for Reyes as it looks like it's a little under and right.
we got a flag though.
I do see another flag on the field. Will be interesting to see who that's on. Could affect the play that just happened. It was 4th and 8 after a failed 45-yard field goal attempt for the Pumas. As we await the call from the referees as they're discussing it over right now. The Pumas special teams unit still on the field, but it looks like they're walking back. Awaiting the call still. It's taking pretty long.
Personal foul here on the defense. So, missed kick, but penalty's gonna give him the first, probably go the first down, I believe. But look like they're walking the other way. Unless it might on the Pumas, but I think the kick is still no good, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like the referee signaled a personal foul. He looks like he pointed toward the Pumas direction, but it looks like the penalty was on them as their defense was starting to back up. Yeah, Arizona Christian will take over, say about 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Firestorm as they'll get an opportunity right here to try to get their first points on the board. Lined up in shotgun is the quarterback. Takes the snap. They try to run a halfback screen, and he's just met immediately by 2 Puma defenders. Absolutely leveled, sniffed the screen out, and just took him down. What a play by the Pumas.
Yeah, that defense really not stopping until that bell rings and right there showing it, the screen pass, just immediately blowing it up as soon as the ball is caught by the receiver.
And it looks like the quarterback in for the Firestorm is Bo Ogles. Said his name a few times earlier as we've mentioned they've been swapping quarterbacks all game. Looks like Ogles will get the opportunity to try to help the Firestorm get on the board as he's lined up in shotgun with a running back next to him. Takes the snap, launches it. It's caught. Caught on the sideline by number 1 for the Firestorm, not on the listed on the roster, but some positive passing play for the Firestorm as they move the chains for a first down.
Yeah, really, really good passing there, corner route towards the sideline, and had a defender trailing him, so quarterback Ogles realizing that and got it to his man there. So great, great pass there.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, one of the positives for the Firestorm was number 1, their returner, who's had some good returns today, and that was him right there on the catch on the sideline to move the chains. Snap taken by Ogles. Has a guy and just out of his reach. That was intended for number 9, Gage Benjamin, just out of his reach off his fingertips.
Yeah, and I think if that ball was not tipped, I think Papago would have gone the other way with that, possibly for 6. So break there for the Firestorm and just really more defensive presence really being felt throughout this game.
Yeah, their defense has been amazing. They're on an insane 2-week stretch as they've allowed 0 points through 7.5 quarters. They'll continue to try to keep that shutout that they go in. And Firestorm is once again in the formation that they've been in all game. The big jumbo set with 3 tailbacks as number 2 able to bounce off a few tackles and he able to go all the way. It's a foot race and no one is going to catch him. Touchdown on number 2 of the Firestorm. Not listed on the roster, but gets the Firestorm's first touchdown of the game, first points, and what a run up the gut, bouncing off some tackles for number 2.
Yeah, really, I guess the biggest part of the day there for Firestorm, and they're actually gonna get a flag here for excessive celebration. One of the teammates ran down without his helmet on, so where there is positive for the Firestorm, there's gonna be some negative. So, but the score there, no, number 2 with a great run, really bouncing off those first few hits and making something happen. And for this Pumas defense, you're still gonna get the win, but that definitely is gonna sting them.
Yeah, they definitely did not want to allow any points, especially after pitching a shutout for 3.5 quarters. But good job by Arizona Christian to find some light in the dark as we await the call from the referee for the penalty that just occurred.
I believe it's gonna be an unsportsmanlike conduct here. But timeout. I think Coach Strother called a timeout too. So
So it looks like the touchdown will stand. Looks like the penalty was an unsportsmanlike conduct towards ACU. Looks like the penalty was committed after the touchdown. Pretty interesting to see an unsportsmanlike call down 45-6, but they finally have something to root and cheer for after number 2 of the Firestorm was able to break loose from that formation they've been running all night that finally paid off and finally worked just a little too late.
yeah, no, I think right here. I mean, like I said, taking the positives away from the negatives is definitely something the Firestorm should be able to do, especially in a game like this. You're down big, but big run there. You can find some positives in there and see we can go from there, and then hopefully that can, as I guess, boost you going into next week. But as well as that unsportsmanlike conduct, it's something you do not want to see as a coach either. I think seeing your players go down there and celebrate, always good to have some good motivation, even down big, but also not trying to be too careless with what's happening around you.
And then as you mentioned earlier, I mean, HJCAC football developmental league, always try to get some film as much as you can. So it's going to be nice for the Firestorm to have some positive film to go through. They got some points on the board. Number 2 is going to have a nice little highlight after he broke loose in foot race. As the Firestorm looks like They trot back onto the field. It looks like they're going to be going for two right here, and why not? You have nothing to lose. And they will trot right back to the sideline. It looks like a timeout for the Firestorm. Very interesting, as we'll be taking a quick break. Do not go anywhere, as we'll be right back on Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here from the Varsity Sports Show. Nothing beats a hometown touchdown, on the field and on the table. Join us at Zips or Goldies, where families, friends, and teams come together for great food. They make everything fresh, like their hearty burgers or irresistible focaccias. The restaurants are family friendly with a huge menu and plenty of seating. Goldies Sports Cafe is in Scottsdale at Via Linda and Mountain View Road, and Zips Sports Grill has 14 Valley locations. Come hungry, see you soon at Zips or Goldies.
We are back here in Gilbert, Arizona. 45-6 ball game. I'm Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldy. As the ACU offense appears, they will stay on the field to attempt a two-point conversion. Quarterback Bo Ogles lined up under center. Jumbo set. And absolutely just thrown down. What a play by number 20, Vernon Harrison Jr. Looks like he went right up the gut. Absolutely nothing for ACU.
Yeah, just completely blown up there and slammed down. It looked like he went about like 15 to 20 yards back just on that one tackle. So, like that 2-point conversion, just trying to get anything, just trying to get any more positives possibly for this Firestorm team. And Puma's really just showing that they're going to keep biting down no matter what.
It's worth noting Harrison Jr., the guy who made the play on that's a defensive back. And the jumbo set just ran right up the gut. Must have been tired of seeing that jumbo set formation. Said, I'll take it into my own hands after that touchdown, and just absolutely threw down Ogles. And it'll be a 45-6 game here in Gilbert as the Papago Pumas lead ACU with 6:50 left, as ACU will have their first opportunity to kick the ball after scoring their first points of the night.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be too surprised here if Papago just runs the clock down all the way. For the most part, as much as they can get, wouldn't expect to see too many passes in the game that they know they have control of and that they know they will be leaving here happy with. But you never know. I think we've seen this team be a little bit greedy at some points, and Coach Choder, he's never satisfied with anything, so always wants to get better and better.
It's not often that you see a kickoff taken at your own 20-yard line, but it appears that the Pumas used that unsportsmanlike conduct earlier on ACU and used it on the kickoff, and the return man's at his own 20.
It looks like they were preparing here for an onside. Many guys up, one guy deep, so we'll see what the Firestorm do here.
And they go for a little pooch kick right to a return man. Number 4, looks like Cameron Cook. Interesting kick right there. It looks like they were lined up for onside, but it looks like they just squibbed it, and the Pumas will get excellent field position.
Yeah.
Interesting kick.
Yeah, I feel like if you either gotta onside it or you gotta kick it deep, and they kind of did none of the above and just pushed it right into their own territory. So, like I said, Firestorm trying to get something going, and it's the little things like that that are not gonna get you there. But like I said, Pumas just really executing on all levels today.
Yeah, we were a bit confused after that. We were expecting an onside kick, and it wasn't even a squib. It looked like a pooch, and it went right to Cameron Cook, who's one of their key guys. And it's like they were just content with getting the ball around almost midfield. It looks like it'll be spotted at around their own 49-yard line with 6:46 remaining. 1st and 10.
Got a penalty now.
And I take that back. And it looks like they were respawning the ball. Looks like it was a penalty on the Pumas. It's been quite interesting tonight.
Yeah, I believe 4 seconds have come off the clock in the past 10 minutes. So very interesting, but I think the clock should start getting rolling here for us soon.
We're back to original programming as Newman lines up and he fakes the throw, handoff right up the gut for some positive yardage for the Pumas.
Yeah, Marion Robinson there on the carry, and getting more and more running backs a chance here with the ball. So and gets a good gain there, trying to get some of that penalty yardage back and bring up a 2nd and 12.
Newman and his guys in the huddle, getting the play down, able to dig back some of that penalty yardage, 2nd and 12. As he lined up in shotgun, Newman takes the snap, hands it off, the ball's on the ground, and able to recover that quickly. Almost a miscue for that Pumas offense. Just good job by the running back just laying on it before a Firestorm defender can hop on top of that.
Yeah, I don't want to have any miscues this late. I don't think any would be too significant to hurt you, but same time, film room, you're not going to want to see that. You want to see positives from top down, especially if you're Coach Strother for this team.
Yeah, the small things you do not want to, like that to see on film. As Newman's lined up, takes the snap, looking towards his left, has a guy, number 9, catches it and digs back some of that negative yardage. Looks like that was Jeremiah Bethea for the Pumas getting the catch, able to get back some of that penalty yardage. First time we called Bethea's name tonight.
Yeah, I think everyone really in the wideout room is just getting touches tonight, and then due to that blowout too, really gives them an opportunity to kind of show what they got for the squad and continues to allow them to grow as players.
The Pumas offense stays out for 4th down. It looks like they'll be going for it. Receiver in motion. Newman takes the snap, rolls out to his right. Looks like he has a guy down, just out of his reach. Looks like he had a receiver open for his second intended target, Camarion Bell, but it is not complete. And it looks like we do have a flag on the play, Jacob.
Another flag. Have to see what the call is here. So personal foul. Oh, so against ACU here. So it looks like it's gonna be a first down for the Pumas in under 5 minutes now. So this Firestorm get a stop, but penalty negates that all that work and results in a Puma first down.
Yeah, they finally get a stop, but all for nothing as the penalty will give the Pumas a new set of first downs. With 4:41 remaining in the 4th quarter, Newman lined up in the shotgun with the running back next to him. Takes the snap, launches it downfield. It's intercepted by the Firestorm. What a read there by number 4. That's Noah Sarchit with the interception. So maybe a little bit of life for the Firestorm despite the game pretty much being over. Something to look positive in as Sarchit went up and caught that and went down with it. Firestorm ball.
Yeah, really impressive catch actually of Sarcha just jumping up for and landing on his back. Not an easy play to make, and credit where it's due. It's good interception, but like I said, just a tad bit too late here for this Firestorm defense.
Yeah, that's still a positive you want to see late in the game when you know you're already losing by a lot. It's still showing that they're still putting on effort. They're still in the game mentally there. And they'll give their offense another opportunity to try to get a couple more points on the board as they seek out their second touchdown. Looks like it's Daniel Rustin in that quarterback for the Firestorm, one of their many quarterbacks on the roster. He takes the snap and shotgun, drops back. Looks like he has a guy, and he's just absolutely wrapped up. Not many yards on that play as he was able to find his guy, but looks like minimal gain, maybe none.
Yeah, great job by the Puma defense there to really just stick to their assignment, allow the catch, but like I said, no gain there. Not a big deal for this Pumas defense.
Yeah, despite giving up their first score of the night, looks like the Pumas defense staying 10 toes down, still trying to keep the ACU offense at 6 points. As Rustin lines up right under center. Looks like there's only one receiver out to his left. They've been running jumbo packages all night, trying to get the run game going. Rustin takes the snap, rolls out to his left, has a guy, and it's called out of bounds. It looks like the receiver caught it, could not tell from our side of the field if it was complete or not, but the referees ruled that out of bounds.
Yeah, third down coming up here. Just under 4 minutes. Feel like that third quarter and the first 4 minutes of this half really went by fast, and then we had the whole issue with the sportsmanlike conduct and the score, and it really just slowed down from here. But third down coming up here could be one, if not the last offensive drive for the Firestorm.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, line up in shotgun. Might see another rare pass from Rustin in the offense as he drops back and launches it, and there's not really a receiver in the area, but there was a flag thrown on that play, one of many we've seen in the 4th quarter tonight.
Yeah, clean game, no more, honestly. I think I take that away now. But yeah, another flag coming in. Don't know what it's on. We're gonna have to wait for the call. It is on the defense.
Looks like it's going to be a pass interference on the Papago Pumas, so looks like the Arizona Christian will get a new set of downs and another opportunity to try to get some points on the board.
Yep. Thanks to big shout out here for the HJCAC. Really a really good opportunity for, like I said, not only these players, but as well as everyone around in the environment. Just a great environment on both sides. Really allows for the people to come together for some good football.
Rustin takes the snap and shotgun, the lefty quarterback, trying to find some guys, going in and out. And he's shoved out of bounds. Not much room there.
Yeah, I really felt the pressure from the beginning. A bunch of Pumas had a chance to get him, but just out of the reach. And clock's going to continue to run here. And it's going to bring up 2nd and down to 10.
Yeah, like you mentioned, HJCAC football, great opportunity for these young players to get opportunity to go to a bigger program. When I was here last week, one of the players was very thankful of our crew being out here to help them get some film and help them get noticed. So it's always good energy and good vibes when you get an opportunity to call these games and be around some guys looking for some opportunity.
Yeah, the game that they do play is football, but it's always bigger than that when it comes to opportunities like these. And like I said, even though you're down big, I think none of these players on this field are taking this moment for granted.
Yeah, definitely, especially in junior college football. Never know when you're going to have another shot again to step onto the field. Rustin lined up in shotgun, takes the snap, launches it down the field, almost intercepted just out of the hands. It looks like Fred Parsons, the defensive back, had the ball in his hands, bobbled it, little hot potato right there. And his teammates are giving him a hard time about that as he just dropped the interception.
Yeah, looks like he had the opportunity, but just dropped it, and his teammates letting him hear about it. Up, up big here, up 38, but, or excuse me, not 38, 29 or 39, excuse me. But yeah, really just an opportunity there, but not getting it there. But like I said, this defense has been great all night for this Pumas team, and obviously that one doesn't hurt them too bad. Detail on the score we have.
Yeah, like you said, some of his teammates were giving him a hard time about that, messing around. Puma's up big. They're just having fun out here now. Kind of the vibes you like to see as Rustin lined up under center, back in that formation where they scored from earlier with 3 tailbacks. They try to run that again, but this time the Pumas were ready for it, and it was a gain of about 2-3 yards, not much, as it was a great stop by that Papago defense. And it looks like that play will lead us to the 2-minute warning. We will be right back here soon. Do not go anywhere here on Varsity Sports Show. We are back here in Gilbert, Arizona. I'm Javier Delgado here with Jacob Noldy, here for the last 2 minutes of some HJCAC football game of the week. The Pumas currently lead 45-6 over the Arizona Christian Firestorm, as the Firestorm currently have possession, and not sure if it's a third or fourth down. Third down on the scoreboard, fourth down on the chains. Oh, it just changed. Fourth down as Rustin takes the snap under center, launches it downfield again, and it's nothing there. It looks like tried to find his guy on the sideline and just ran out of real estate. Good coverage by the Pumas.
Yeah, really rolling out there. Nothing there. Pumas defense really remaining locked down towards the end of this game, not giving up, and that ball wasn't catchable, but definitely due to the Pumas defense being locked down, and looks like it is going to be a turnover on downs and allow for what should be the last drive of the game. Pumas might just be looking to take a knee and end this one here.
Yeah, it's always the best feeling when your team is ending the game in victory formation, taking a knee. But watching the Pumas tonight so far, you never know if they're gonna want to try to add some more points, as we've seen earlier later in the first half when they were already up big.
Yeah, you never know. But going forward, this Pumas team is just really developing into a great football program, football team, and this is another big step towards getting better and better each week.
As Newman back out at quarterback for the Pumas, and he takes a snap to throw it, almost intercepted just off the hands of number 58, Wyatt Bigelow, the linebacker. An interesting play call to go with the pass up big this late.
Yeah, I think if you're the Pumas here, you could take a knee and ACU would let it happen, but they're still gone. They are not satisfied with this lead.
Seems like there's been many times in this game where a lot of things have been stalled, and looks like this final drive may be the cherry on top, as Newman lined up in shotgun with the running back off to his left, three receivers to his left and one on the right, takes a snap, and he does hand it off this time to the running back, able to bounce out. Hit right there by a Firestorm defender. Looks like a minimal gain of about 2 yards as the clock will continue to run.
Yeah, and I was very close to being out of bounds, but I think even the refs are ready at this point. So just keeping the clock going and keeping this inching more closer and closer to this game being over, as we're under 90 seconds now in this game, and should be two more snaps and should be another win here for this Pumas team who's beat them 2 weeks ago, came off that dominant win last week, and now another dominant win. Pumas with all the momentum.
Newman lined up in shotgun once again, and another handoff to no surprise. The running back went to the left and didn't have anything there. Able to find some room out to the right. Great awareness by the running back, noticing he had no holes on the left, and went all the way around to the right and was able to get some good yardage.
Yeah, third down coming up, and after this snap, it should be, or excuse me, fourth down now. After this snap, it should be game time, unless they do not convert, and then we'll have to see one more play coming up from this ACU team.
If they can pick up the first down, I'd imagine it'd be the last play of the game. That looks like what the Pumas are going to try to do here as the clock continues to run. 15 seconds and going. Newman lined up in shotgun once again. Takes the snap. Looks to pass.
What? Penalty? There it is. So, fitting way to end it.
We still have 3 seconds left on the clock. It looks like it'll be a penalty on the defensive back at Arizona Christian, and that was not the last play of the game. We still have a little bit more time to run.
And I would not be surprised if Coach Strother goes for something here to extend this lead even further, but only time will tell as we see what they have in store here.
They're huddled up right now. You could imagine they might want to try to get that 50 burger on the scoreboard. Always nice to put up 50 plus points in any league, but let's see how Papago Pumas line up. And they're not in victory formation, so looks like they're going to try to go for a touchdown on what presumably will be the last play of the game. Newman lined up in shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes it, spin move, makes a few guys miss, and he's bunch of white jerseys get to him right there. But interesting play call, try to stack some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, really overall, I mean, Pumas came out firing from the beginning and just did not let down towards the end.
I'd like to thank everyone who watched the game today. This is the HJCAC Game of the Week. Thank you to all the viewers, including 326. I am Javier Delgado, your play-by-play. I was here by your color commentator, Jacob Noldy. And catch us again soon on the Varsity Sports Show. Thank you guys and have a great night.